There are 3 ways to survive the apocalypse. I've forgotten some of them, but one thing I know for sure is that if you're reading this, you'll survive. This is the final episode. Seriously, this can't be all of it. I'm Dokya. That's how I introduce myself to people. When I do, 9 out of 10 people misunderstand me. They misinterpret it. My name is Kim Dokya. My father gave me that name because he wanted me to be a strong and independent person. But true to the meaning of my name, I've been alone my whole life. That's how I'd summarize myself in one sentence. Kim Dokya, 28 years old, graduated from a low-tier university, currently working at a branch of a large corporation. My hobby is reading web novels while commuting on the subway from work to home. But today is a special day, unlike any other. Dokya is lost in thought, but then I hear the voice of a woman, and that woman is Sanga Yu from HR. They both just left the office. She left early because her department manager went on a business trip. I can't believe I ran into Sanga. She's the most popular person at work. From HR to finance, everyone is dying to take her home after work. She usually bikes home, but it was stolen. She wrote it for exercise and personal reasons. It's none of my business. We live completely different lives, and just so you know, today isn't special because I ran into Sanga on the subway. Sanga started studying English right there on the train. She's very studious and also curious. She's interested in what Dokya is reading. The World After the Fall is a novel. You could say I'm studying Korean. Sanga likes novels and asks Dokya who his favorite author is. He tells her he's reading The World After the Fall by Shinsung. That's my hobby, reading web novels on the subway. While I'm not proud of it, the reason today is special is because TWSA, the novel I've been reading for the last 10 years, is ending today. People might wonder why there's such a fuss over a web novel ending, but to me, this story is very special. I've been following it since my senior year of high school, back when I was being bullied. When I failed my entrance exams and ended up at a low-tier university, when, thanks to my bad luck, I was sent to the front lines during my military service. And even now, as a contract worker being passed from company to company. Damn, what's the point? I was both happy and sad that this fictional world I've followed my whole life is finally ending. Today is the day they upload the epilogue, an incredible web novel with 3,149 chapters, an epic 10-year journey that started in my teens and ended in my adulthood. They kept publishing despite averaging only 1 view over 10 years. The first chapter had 1,200 views, but it dropped to 20 by chapter 10. By chapter 50, it was down to 12. It was a story written just for me. I wanted to support the author with a donation, but since I could barely make ends meet, I only left a thank you message. I tried recommending it to others, but they all mocked me. It's a great series if you can get through it. How cruel. Dokya gets lost in his thoughts again. He tries to change the subject so he doesn't look bad talking about the novel again. It's been a year since Dokya joined this company. Time really flies. His contract is about to end. Oh, I almost forgot. Last month, Sanga was promoted to a full-time employee because of her performance. Dokya is good at making things awkward. Sanga is very kind, wanting to make sure he doesn't feel bad about it. Even if he doesn't want to admit it, Sanga is very interesting. If we were characters in a novel, she'd be the heroine. It was obvious. I didn't even try, but Sanga gave it her all. I read web novels while she studied, so it's no surprise she got a full-time position and I didn't. Sanga feels sorry for him and wants to recommend the language app she uses, and so Dokya gets lost in his thoughts again. If the genre of my life were fantasy, instead of non-fiction, could I have been the protagonist? It's okay, Sanga. It doesn't matter if you tell me the name or not. I have to live my own life. The genre of my life is non-fiction, and I'm not the protagonist here. I'm just a reader. To live his own life, saying that really moved Sanga. She's motivated to live hers to the fullest too. Well, as long as she stops talking. A message? At that moment, I had no idea what was about to happen next. Thanks to you, I was able to finish my novel. I even won a contest. A contest? This novel? You probably wouldn't know because it's not very famous. Oh, and the content will soon be paid. Starting with the epilogue being uploaded today, TWSA will become paid content. As a token of my gratitude, I'd like to send you a special gift. Could you give me your email address? After all, I was able to publish my story thanks to you. This novel won a contest? Wow, a gift? Is it a coupon? I hope it's worth $50. Dear Kim Dokya, the novel will become paid content starting at 7x today. This will be useful to you. I wish you the best. Okay, I'll go to my favorites and That's strange. Do they delete novels without warning when they become paid? The lights inside the subway went out. It's shaking violently. People are scared of what might happen. Don't worry, I'm sure it's nothing. 6:59, 7x o'clock. By chance, I checked the time right at that moment. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Please evacuate. Evacuate. What could be happening? The free service for planetary system, number 8612 has ended. From now on, the main event will begin. At that moment, the genre of my life changed. It's a dokabi, someone said when the creature appeared. I don't know why that sentence came to mind at that moment. The subway stopped, and the entire car went dark. The first lines of a very familiar story kept coming to mind, but it didn't make any sense. It can't be. In a low voice, Sanga said the word, dokabi. Realistically, it was impossible for this to actually happen. It was completely impossible, but 2 small horns, a furry creature wearing straw clothes floated in the air. It was too peculiar to be a fairy, too evil to be an angel, and too innocent to be a demon. So it can't be. That's right, we call it a dokabi. In that moment, fiction and reality overlapped. No one knew what was happening except for me. It was the Dokubi from the first paragraph of the novel. This creature announced the tragedy that would unfold over thousands of chapters in TWSA. That same Dokubi was right in front of me. Sangha thinks it's speaking English and tries to talk to the creature. You don't even know what that thing is. Talking won't help. Now, testing. Can everyone hear me? Geez, the language system failed for a moment. Can you all hear me now? A guy approaches the creature to complain because he has an audition soon for a movie. Wow, an audition at this hour? I should have done more research. They told me I'd have more customers if I activated the paid content at 7 o'clock sharp. All right, everyone, please calm down. Why don't you take a seat and listen? I have something very important to tell you, people. Unhappy with the situation, start complaining to the creature. I'm sure of it. I know how this story goes. I have to stop them. Sangha, don't move. They won't stop talking. I told you to shut up. We aren't filming a movie. This isn't a dream nor a novel, and it's definitely not the reality, you know? Do you understand? I hated to admit it, but it was real. Slowly, my doubts and disbelief vanished as I saw the floor being stained with blood. You've all had pretty comfortable lives, haven't you? You could breathe, eat, excrete, and reproduce without paying a thing. You all had privileged lives, but that's over now. Nothing in life is free, right? A man, though terrified, approaches the Dokubi. He offers him money. Both Dokja and Sangha recognize him as Mr. Han from finance. Mr. Han offers him any amount he wants. His job pays well. Are you offering me your money? He'll give him whatever he wants in exchange for being let go. Money is good. It's an object that represents an intersubjective agreement between humans, but it's only valid within the limits of your time and space. That paper has no value in the macroscopic dimension. This is a warning. If you do something like that again, I'll blow your brains out. Oh, enough chatter. Your debt is increasing every minute. I won't bother explaining anything to you. It'll be faster if you try to earn money on your own. Channel number BI7623 is open. The constellations have entered. Main scenario notification. Prove your value. Kill one or more living beings. Category, main. Difficulty, F. Time limit, 30 minutes. Reward, 300 coins. Penalty for failure, death. Well, good luck to everyone. I hope you show me an interesting story. The train passengers mutter in fear and confusion. Sangha tries to call the police, but no one answers. Sangha had tested a game that her team was developing. One about people surviving the apocalypse. She has to think of it that way. That they're in a game, all games have rules, you just have to follow them. Now what they need to do is figure out what those rules are. Dokya stays calm and observes the situation. A Dokubi with antennas, a pile of corpses in the subway car, terrified office workers covered in blood, and an elderly woman still praying devoutly in her seat. I couldn't believe this was happening, but I couldn't keep doubting it. No, I have no choice. I have to accept it. I don't know why, but it was clear that TMCA, the novel I'd been reading for more than 10 years, was becoming reality right before my eyes. He sighs and stops to think about what he needs to do to survive in this world. A man's voice asks everyone to calm down, to breathe deeply, and stop what they're doing. He needs their attention for a moment, trying to prevent a small disturbance from ending in many casualties. He explains that he'll be in charge of the situation. Still uneasy, the people ask who he is. A lieutenant in the army, currently serving in Unit 652. Dokya was stunned when he heard that. He had just received a message from his unit. It's a level 1 national emergency. He's doing everything he can to contact his base, but he's having no luck. I wasn't surprised by what he said, because I already knew it would become a national emergency. What did surprise me was something else. I know him. I've never seen him in person, but I know his name. Steel Sword, Hyun Song Lee, a lieutenant in the South Korean army. He was one of the supporting characters in TMCA. It's incredible that a character from the novel is actually here. But was this how Hyun Song Lee was introduced in the original story? As the novel's only reader, Dokya is certain that Hyun Song Lee's first appearance wasn't like this. In reality, he appeared after the first event. The Prime Minister is giving a speech, confirming it's a national emergency. Sangha shows Dokya the broadcast on her phone. Unidentified terrorist attacks have been reported in Seoul and across the country. The government will fight these attacks no matter what. That's how the story went. Yes, it was easier to believe it was a terrorist attack. But hearing it now, it sounds ridiculous. The others find it strange that the Prime Minister is giving the speech instead of the President. Maybe he was attacked. What they're saying isn't just rumors, and soon the head of the Prime Minister. Didn't I tell you this isn't a joke? It seems you still don't understand. This won't do. You think this is a game? Well, according to my research, the people of this country are good at games, so let's make it harder, shall we? The timer has dropped significantly. Now there are only 10 minutes left. The information in the window changes as well. As an extra penalty, if the first death doesn't occur within the next 5 minutes, every living thing in this carriage will be eliminated. People panic again, hoping Hyun Song Lee can find them a way out. If everything is happening just as I remember, then the events are unfolding exactly like the beginning of TMCA. But why do I feel like something is wrong? Hyun Song Lee, one of the most important supporting characters, has already appeared. But why hasn't he appeared yet? If I remember correctly, he should be showing up soon. Someone has been put in the carriage behind them. They're preventing anyone from entering. There's an invisible wall in front of the door. No one can enter or leave the carriage until the event is over. It's getting interesting in some carriages, but others haven't even started yet. Fine, I'll give you a push to get you started. I'm gonna show you what happens if you do nothing for the next 5 minutes. It's Daepung Girls High School. Time is up. The payment is being processed. It's impossible to escape. This is too cruel and gruesome. It's not over yet. The survivor of channel VE 23515 is Ji-Hai Lee, a student from class 2B at Daepung Girls High School. What do you think? Fun, isn't it? Terror grips the passengers. Everyone is incredibly tense, not knowing what to do. Sang-ah is no longer leaning on Dokja. She's far too nervous. How strange. Why hasn't he appeared yet? Events from the novel I knew and things I didn't even know were part of the story were happening at the same time. The only way to resolve this situation was to look back. I start reading the novel. Wait, no, this can't be. An attachment, 3 ways to survive the apocalypse. Dokja can't believe his eyes. It's a document containing the entire novel. This is his gift, and it's not illegal. The author himself sent it. Every survivor in TWSA receives an exclusive attribute along with a skill tied to that attribute. Just like in a game, I need to find out what my attribute and skill are. I can't open the attribute window. If I can't access the window, I won't know what skills or attributes I have. Why isn't it working? I guess I'll read the attachment first. Your attribute has been activated. You can now read faster. What was that my attribute? It took me less than a minute to read the first few chapters. But thanks to that, I see carriage 3707. And this carriage is 37007. At that moment, I understood why I was so nervous. The reason the events around me were different from what I remembered was because the protagonist of the prologue was actually in the carriage behind us. Wait, then what happened to the people in carriage 3807? The novel said, looking at the chaos and confusion unfolding in carriage 3807, it's probably too late for them. In the end, only 2 people in that carriage will survive. A student is attacking an elderly woman. I know exactly who those 2 survivors are. Sanga will probably die. Except for those 2, everyone in this carriage will die. That includes me. Someone has come to stop him. It's Mr. Han. However, the student knows exactly what he's doing. The situation demands it. Just look at the window. The army isn't going to help them. Someone has to die for another to survive. We must choose who will die. You might think you're better than this, that you'd never kill others like animals. But if you were in a normal situation, you'd have no choice. It's kill or be killed. Who could blame them when their lives are at stake? The world as they knew it no longer exists, and this new world has new rules to follow. Namgoon Kim was one of the first to adapt and accept the world of TWSA. It was he who created the gap and destroyed the morals that held society together. If no one dies within the next 5 minutes, everyone here will die. Suddenly, I remembered a part of the novel that I had read a long time ago. Executioners all pull the lever of the electric chair at the same time. They do it to hide who actually killed the prisoner. It was as if I was living out that part of the novel. They were in a different world and I was just a spectator. All I could do was stand there watching. That nameless old woman was about to become the first victim. If I interfered carelessly in the course of history, I would have less of the original plot to use to my advantage. But is it right to just stand here and watch her die just so I can live? Sanga wants to stop them. Dokja warns her that they might attack her too. Sanga, I guess some people are destined to shine no matter what situation they're in, but Sanga can't change the plot because she isn't the heroine of this world. She has to stay back. If she does what he says, he won't bother her anymore. Dokja inhales deeply and exhales to calm himself down. It's too early to intervene. This wasn't part of his plan. The reason I didn't step in earlier wasn't because I was afraid of Namgoon or because I approved of this brutality. I was just waiting for the right moment, and that moment is now. What the hell is he doing? It might look like I saved the old woman by pushing Namgoon Kim, but that wasn't my only goal. Where is it? It has to be around here. Found it. Kid, I'm borrowing this for a second. Gross. Here, hold this. Dokja shouts for them to stop. Killing the old lady won't save them. Surprised, everyone turns toward him. Now he has their attention. Let's think about this. Suppose you do kill her. Yes, if she dies, we'd gain more time within the limit. But what happens after that? If what the Dokibi said is true, then everyone has to take care of one person. Who will you go after next? The person right next to you. Namwoon mocks him. And what's the problem with that? They'll just finish off losers like you. You don't have to worry, since you're next. I knew he'd say that. There's no need to take a risk like that. There's a way to survive this without becoming a murderer. Did you forget? The event didn't say we had to kill a human. It said we had to kill at least one living thing. Insects, exactly. One of those will be enough. The madness that was focused on the old lady is now directed at me. But why do I feel so happy in this precarious situation? Why am I smiling? Maybe I was always like this. Here, you have earned the first kill achievement. You will receive a 100 coin bonus. How much time is left? 3 minutes. Kim Namwoon wants to know why he did it. He could have just handed over the insects. It's because there were only 3 insects left in the box. It's hilarious. He threw them because not everyone was going to survive. No one in their right mind would do that for that reason. The truth is, he wanted to see them fight for their lives. Kim Namwoon is that kind of guy. He's cruel and reckless, and he enjoys situations like these. Activating character profile, general evaluation, a melodramatic teenager who discovered his talents through a specific event. It's better not to get involved with him. Most melodramatic teens in TWSA couldn't handle the nightmare becoming reality and took their own lives. But Kim Namwoon is different. The delusional demon, Kim Namwoon. This kid, who would later be known by his nickname, wasn't just any melodramatic teen. He had been waiting for the apocalypse for a long time and adapted to this world at an incredible speed. He likes you. Your understanding of Kim Namwoon has increased. He's suggesting we team up. Carriage 3707, the only survivor of the carriage. He can hear them. They're still looking for the insects. If I join Kim Namwoon, my survival would be guaranteed for the moment. If I hadn't read TWSA, my decision might have been different, but I'm a reader who knows him and his future. And after meeting him in person, I'm even more sure. He doesn't plan to leave the old lady alone. And Dokya isn't going to let that happen. Does he want to play the hero? It's only now that he remembers how much he hated this character. Kim Namwoon despises you. Your affinity with Kim Namwoon has decreased slightly. I knew you'd do that. That is the melodramatic attribute skill. Skill. Blackening, level 1. This power is new to him, and he likes it. This is probably why the protagonist recruited him despite being a psychopath. Your understanding of Kim Namwoon has increased. I should use it now. You have reached the first stage of Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. What is that? The passengers are still looking for the insects. None of his attacks are landing. Try all you want, but you won't be able to hit me. Right shoulder to the face. As soon as I activated my skill, I knew his every move. It was like I could read his mind. Kim Namwoon is very agitated. He can't find a way to hit him. I'm just dodging. I can't counterattack. I just have to hold on a bit longer. 2 minutes left, kid. If the old lady dies, he'll have completed the event. No matter what, I can't let someone like him advance to the next event. I've pulled out a dagger. Heart. Ah, it hurts. I feel. Burning my skin. Death is near. This new world is based on the survival of the fittest. No, the world was always like this. Yes, according to the law of the jungle, the strong eat the weak. Nothing really changed. It's just that the rule is clearer now. I have to follow the rules of the game if I want to survive. If I hesitate, high school student Namgung Kim, tell me, is an insect egg also a living thing? The answer is yes. Bonus of 100 coins obtained. You have killed a living thing. You have received multiple stacks of the same reward. He has no idea what he's talking about. You received coins. Do you want to see a tutorial on how to use them? Skip. I'll spend 2,700 coins on stamina. Investing coins in stamina. Stamina has reached level 10. Your stamina level has increased significantly. Your physical durability has greatly improved. The grasshoppers lay more than 100 eggs at a time during mating season. I'm not the one who's going to die. It's you. 0:57 seconds. 4, 2, time is up. Processing payment. Now this is fascinating. What the hell happened here? I was gone for just a minute and look at this mess. Main scenario number 1, prove your worth, has ended. Survivors in carriage 3807, 5, survivors. Hyun Sung Lee, Sanga Yu, Jil Young, Han Myung-go, and Dokya Kim. A few moments ago, Namgung Kim begged Dokya to help him. But why should he? He said himself that this new world needs new rules, and saving him isn't one of them. You were right. I'm just like you. I could have saved him. I felt guilty, but it's strange. How can I stay so calm? It feels like I'm reading the novel rather than living it. You have killed 124 living beings. Kill details. 1 grasshopper, 123 eggs. Since you killed living beings that couldn't defend themselves, you will receive half the coins. The coins used to improve your stats will be deducted. You have received 3,500 coins. You have unlocked the Exterminator achievement due to excessive slaughter. You have received 300 coins as a reward for completing the scenario. 100 coins have been deducted for channel usage fees. Additional rewards will be calculated. The world we knew has ended and a new world is being born. The train moves and they see the catastrophe outside. This is truly fascinating, and I am the only reader who knows how the world will end. The train has stopped again, right in front of the monster. That reptilian monster is called an ichthyosaur, also known as a sea serpent. Later on, it will be classified as a grade 7 monster in TWSA. This world prioritizes scenarios above all else, so no creature will attack us unless it's part of a scenario. They're safe. For now, there are a total of 21 viewers, which is why he's so happy. The number of stars indicates the number of constellations that have entered the channel. Constellations are the most mysterious beings in TWSA and the masterminds behind this tragedy, which is broadcast live across the universe. In other words, they're the ones watching the Dakabi channels. This channel had 21 viewers, which is quite a lot for a rookie Dakabi. In the original story, Namgung Kim kills almost everyone in this carriage due to the with Namgung Kim dead. A few constellations are showing some hostility toward you. Some must be furious about what happened, and this likely occurred because I killed him. Judging by how the constellations are showing their preferences, I guess this is the official start of the story. It's incredible. Yesterday I was in their shoes, but now they're all watching me. Some constellations were amazed by the event, and have gifted you 500 coins. Of course, just as there are constellations who hate me, there are others who support me. Enjoy the show, because sooner or later, you'll end up paying for this channel with your lives. Sangha asks Doksha if he's okay. Getting up, Doksha apologizes to her for not being able to save the old lady. Sangha notices that he seems different. She wonders why he did something like that. He threw the cage to the boy. Doksha makes it clear that it was just a coincidence. He says it won't happen again. I don't know what she's thinking, but she was smart enough to survive this chaos. She surely understood what I meant. Because of my decision, some lived and others didn't. I don't deserve the gratitude of the survivors. The Dokibi exclaims that everyone managed to prove their worth. Seeing so many survivors, he thanks the constellations for their support. He can't believe 21 constellations are watching his channel. There are 5 survivors, which is more than he expected. I figured Hyun-sung Lee would make it since he's strong and athletic. And Jilyoung Lee, that must be his name. I had handed him an insect and that's why he was able to survive. He witnessed the attack on the old lady. Doksha taps Jilyoung on the shoulder and invites him to team up. This isn't compassion. If I had to define it in one word, it would be hypocrisy. Some constellations were impressed by your good deed and have gifted you 200 coins. Even if it seems selfish, I have no choice because I want to live too. I already know how this goes. I need to get the constellation's attention. A lot of interesting things happened today. The guy in the other carriage was a nut job too. A fearful Mr. Han asked the Dokebi if they'll be let go. The last of them, Myung-oh Han, is a lucky guy. Terrified, he claims they did exactly what was asked of them. Let you go? Don't you see what's happening outside? Are you sure you want to leave? Either way, I'm impressed. I didn't have much hope for this carriage, but you survived the first event. You proved that even insects deserve to survive. Of course, every effort deserves a reward. The reward for the first event is that you can now be sponsored by the constellations. Exciting, right? What's wrong? You don't look very excited. This is great news, you know? Of course, they have no idea. I'm the only person who knows what a constellation or a sponsor is. Let me explain. Right now, you're all very weak. If you moved on to the next event like this, a simple ground rat would kill you. Not to mention a crackode, but there are superior beings in the universe who take pity on you and want to sponsor you. Understand? Hyun-sung Lee doesn't quite understand what sponsorships are. Oh boy, they're a lost cause. It's not worth explaining again since they haven't experienced it firsthand. Sponsor selection, select a constellation. The selected constellation will be your trusted sponsor. 1. Abyssal Black Flame Dragon. 2. Demonic-like Judge of Fire. 3. Secretive Plotter. 4. Prisoner of the Golden Headband. 4 sponsors, and for Sangha, 2 options appeared. The Dokebi feigns ignorance and suggests taking it as an aptitude test. The constellations are the ones who provide support. One of the most important events in Ways of Survival has begun. Sponsor selection. It's a system where the constellations watching us through the Dokebi channels choose a favorite human as their incarnation and sponsor them. In my case, 4 constellations want to sponsor me as their incarnation. But constellations never reveal their true names. With the clues from their modifiers like Abyssal, Demonic, or Prisoner, we have to figure out their identity. But for a reader of Ways of Survival, it's a piece of cake. The Abyssal Black Flame Dragon is a powerful being that leads the Black Cloud group of constellations. From what I remember, his real name was quite long. The incarnation of this sponsor receives an additional power boost. Since stamina and strength are vital in the early events, choosing him would be a wise decision. Unfortunately, those are the only benefits. The more you use this constellation's power, the more you lose your sanity. Over time, you become a murderous psychopath. Generally, he supports the Chuni attribute. I am almost certain he's the constellation that supported Namgung Kim in the novel. So why did he choose me? I'm not convinced. I'll set him aside for now. My second option is, I am amazed to see her on the list. Demonic-like Judge of Fire. Judging by the name, it sounds like this constellation is demonic. But curiously, demonic-like means this constellation isn't actually a demon. The words fire and judge indicate that this entity passes judgment with fire. Therefore, it's the Archangel Uriel. I remember someone choosing this constellation as a sponsor in the novel. Uriel isn't a bad option, but I'll evaluate the others first. The constellations of absolute good are powerful, but they impose strict restrictions on those they sponsor. And the third one, Secretive Plotter. I'm an avid reader of Ways of Survival, but I've never seen this option before. He could be one of the constellations just mentioned. What's certain is that he can't be that powerful. The last one, I can't believe this constellation made me an offer. Prisoner of the Golden Headband. Prisoner. This constellation seems negative at first glance, but you have to pay attention to the other noun, Golden Headband. The smallest prison in the world. The owner of Mount Huaguo, who lives with the pain of wearing a shackle on his head. He has the golden gaze and fiery eyes of the Monkey King. The great sage, Heaven's equal, Sun Wukong. One of the characters was sponsored by him in the novel. He has the power to wipe out hundreds of incarnations with a single strike of his staff and eradicate thousands of monsters with a single bolt of lightning. If I choose the great sage, Heaven's equal as my sponsor, will I be able to beat him? Sponsor selection has ended. Attention. Have you made your choice? Huh? Haha. Wow. Someone made a very interesting choice. Well, you'll have plenty more opportunities. Since everyone has chosen their sponsors, let's take a break. I need to prepare for the next event. See you in 10 minutes. Dokcha asks the others to gather around. Hyun-sung Lee introduces himself and tells him about his background. He has a strong grip, which isn't surprising. After all, he's the group's tank at the start of Ways of Survival. He's grateful to Dokja. If he had survived using the other method, he wouldn't have felt he had the right to keep living. Another character, though arrogant, also thanks him. To Mr. Han, Dokja is just a rookie from the company, but they aren't at the office anymore. There's no reason to speak to him like a superior. In a snide way, he shows disapproval of what Dokja did earlier. He says he should have just given him an insect instead of throwing it. Shut up, Myung-oh Han. Don't you see what's happening here? Should I have let that idiot beat you so you'd understand? Do you really think Minosoft still exists after everything that happened? He's not the only one who needs a wake-up call. Everyone needs to snap out of it. Like the Dokebi said, this isn't a joke. I assume everyone understands what's going on now. A video game interface, attribute windows, and skills. Is there anyone who still doesn't understand what's happening? Hyun-sung Lee has an idea from the novels he used to read at night. It felt like a dream, but unfortunately, it's real. Dokja thinks it's good that at least one person in the group knows what's going on. With that in mind, Hyun-sung Lee asks what's next. Hyun-sung Lee now trusts you. Your understanding of Hyun-sung Lee has increased. We need to get out of here. That idea seems reckless and hasty to them. Hyun-sung Lee wants to contact his unit. Plus, if they go out, they'll definitely die. What, are we already moving to the next event? No, the Dokebi hasn't returned yet. That means the person on the other side of the door is the only survivor of carriage 3707. Here comes the true protagonist of this story. We must leave now. If we don't go right away, we'll all die before the next event. None of them can be sure the person on the other side is an enemy, but Dokja reminds them it's someone who killed everyone in that carriage. Even so, they want to meet him immediately. Then they start looking for an escape door. The invisible force field disappeared when the event ended. We must find a door that works. Out of the 8 doors in the carriage, we still have to try 3. Sangha found a door to exit through. The problem is how they'll open it. This door is also broken, but it's the only one they have a chance of opening. I could use coins to increase my strength again, but who knows what will happen. Spending coins recklessly this early could be dangerous. Use your skill, Hyun-sung Lee. Personal skill, character profile activated. Hyun-sung Lee, 28 years old, sponsor constellation, master of steel. Overall, he has good stats. Even though he ignored injustice in the past, a constellation chose him anyway. This is a new chance for him. You probably saw your skills when you opened your attribute window earlier. Since you're in the military, you must have a skill you can use now. Hyun-sung Lee has no idea how, but Dokja explains that he just needs to imagine himself using it. So, he tries. Hyun-sung Lee now trusts you. Your understanding of Hyun-sung Lee has increased. The steel door connecting to carriage 3707 will break soon. But if I remember correctly, the steel door isn't the problem. Damn, I knew this would happen. I told you to wait for me. Damn it. I didn't finish preparing the next event. It's true he said that, but if they stayed there, they would have died. Oh well, I guess I have no choice. You humans are very lucky. Notification of the second event. Sub-scenario. Escape. Category. Sub. Difficulty. E-victory conditions. Cross the broken bridge and enter Oksu Station. Time limit. 20 minutes. Reward. 200 coins. Penalty for failure. Undefined. I knew it. Sangha notices the part about the broken bridge in the text, but the bridge ahead is intact. Sangha is right. The bridge is still intact because we got off the carriage early. In other words, the bridge will definitely collapse. It might seem tricky, but it's impossible to win this event without breaking the rules. We're at the limit, but I think we'll make it. Something is happening under the bridge. It's an ichthyosaur, a sea serpent. No, maybe it's a sea commander given its size. It's coming for them. The bridge will collapse, they must run and cross it. The ichthyosaur doesn't attack incarnations at the start of the story. It likely appeared just to destroy the bridge. There's only about 200 meters left. At this speed, we'll cross the bridge before it collapses. If the game is too easy, it's no fun, right? Oh no! What fun is it if they escape? Let's make it a bit more interesting. The difficulty of the event has been modified. The evil energy of the dead can be felt. A black ether emanates from the surrounding ground. Zombies, demonic beings have come back to life. They have entered Oksu Station and have been surrounded by zombie monsters. Damn it, get down. Everyone was injured by the impact. Dokja tries to get up. Looking ahead, he sees the destroyed bridge. I knew something like this could happen, but I didn't expect Myungo and Sangha to survive. Gilyoung and Hyunsung made it safely to the other side. Someone has received a Constellation's Blessing. The Constellation's Blessing has activated Deus Ex Machina in the event. Bridge of Even Numbers. A bridge of light created by a Constellation's Blessing. Only an even number of people can cross it, or the bridge will collapse. Sangha says she has something on her mind. Suddenly, Deus Ex Machina, a power that allows a constellation to intervene directly in the event at a great cost. Sangha's sponsor constellation intervened to save her. This is unusual in Ways of Survival. Who could her sponsor constellation be? Activate character profile. It is not possible to explore this person's profile. This person does not have a registered character profile. Why can't I explore it with my skill? Is her sponsor constellation special? Or maybe Sangha has the mental barrier skill. but there's no way she already has it. Wait, this isn't a good time to get lost in my thoughts. A level 9 humanoid demon, a mutant species infected by black ether. Humanoid demons are like normal humans turned into zombies, but they can be very dangerous if their host was someone powerful, and of all people, it had to be him. Personal skill, Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, activated. This character has no consciousness. Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint deactivated. Our only option is to cross the bridge of even numbers no matter what. But there are 3 of us, Sangha, Mayungo, and me. One of us has to stay behind and die. Sangha, we have to. Huh? You can hear Sangha asking him to let her go. Did he leave without me? The secretive plotter is impressed by your stupidity. The demonic judge of fire is moved by your generosity. You've been gifted 100 coins. Character profile, it's not possible to view this person's profile. If I'm not mistaken, that stigma, leg, agility belongs to the constellation the lame trickster. That constellation doesn't give its incarnations the mental barrier stigma. And since there's no way Mayungo has an ability like that, the reason my skill didn't work on Sangha and Mayungo was because they aren't characters that exist in ways of survival. It's obvious when you think about it. Damn it, come on, think. I can't cross the bridge alone. Wait, what if I grab a demon to cross the bridge with me? No, I don't think that'll work. There are only 15 minutes left until the event ends. Wow, alright, this is just great. Let's see, does any constellation want to bless this poor incarnation? Oh, no one. What a shame. My body won't hold out much longer. If only I had a combat skill, this wouldn't be so hard. Personal skill, bookmark activated. Huh? Bookmark. Activating character bookmarks, available bookmark slots. 3. Loading the list of bookmarks you can activate. Bookmark characters. 1. Delusional Demon Namgung Min. Understanding 25%. 2. Steel Sword Lee Hyunsung. Understanding 35%. 3. Empty slot. I read over 3,000 chapters of Ways of Survival, but I never saw this skill anywhere, but instinctively, I knew how it worked. Activate bookmark number 1. Activating bookmark number 1. The duration has been reduced due to the low level of the bookmark skill. Activation time. 1 minute. Your understanding of this character is low, so his skills have been partially activated. Activating blackening level 1. Your understanding of Namgung Min has increased. Bookmark number 1 deactivated. Sub-scenario. Escape. Time remaining, 10 minutes, 11 seconds. Ugh, I'm exhausted. Seriously, he's taking his time, but he should show up at any moment. Here he is. The protagonist asks who the hell I am. Do I really have to face this guy? There's no way I can win. Character profile. Personal skill. Character profile, activated. There's too much information on this character. Converting character profile to character summary. Character summary. Yu Jong-yuk. Attribute, the regressor, 3rd turn. Mythic, pro rare. Do you want to know how he's still alive? The first way to survive the apocalypse. This man choking me is living proof of that first method. Yu Jong-yuk, the regressor. This is the man who will start the tragedy that changes the world. Lee Hyunsung tries to see what's happening on the other side, but the barrier makes it impossible. They're worried about Dokya, my name. He wants to know my name. He's so arrogant. He's definitely playing the role of the protagonist. Kim Dokya answers him. It's a strange name. He has a tough body. You can tell he's figured out how to use the coins. Damn, how is he so strong? We've only finished one main scenario and we're in the middle of a sub-scenario. What bad luck. I was hoping this wouldn't happen. In the early chapters, Jun Hyoju is the most dangerous character in the world of TWSA. He lost his humanity after going through 3 regressions. Jun Hyoju won't hesitate to do anything to get what he wants. The protagonist of the novel, acting all high and mighty, demands he show more respect. Why should I? Sorry, but you're younger than me, pro gamer Jun Hyoju. So you're the one who should show respect. Jun Hyoju is more cautious now. He's surprised that he knows his identity. Something Dokya says isn't that strange. Since he worked for a game company, it's normal for him to know him. He says he used to be a fan. Of course, that's a lie. He only existed in the novel, and his fame was only something mentioned in the text. And while I'm not lying when I say I used to be a fan, I liked you, I hated you, and I cheered for you. I was with you throughout your 3,000 episode journey. So, a fan? It's been a long time since I heard that. He'll forgive the rudeness, but that doesn't change anything. He only has one question for him. How did he survive in the subway? Whether he lets him live or not depends on the answer. It's a lie. I can tell just by looking into his eyes. There's a reason I'm the only reader of TWSA. What should I say so this damn regressor doesn't kill me? Your understanding of Jun Hyoju has increased. You now have a high level of understanding of this character. You've unlocked level 2 of your personal skill. Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. Do you want to activate your personal skill? Listen to Jun Hyoju's thoughts. Only Lee Hyunsung and Kim Namwoon were supposed to survive, but Kim Namwoon is dead and others survived. How did they do it? And who is this man? I need information. If I consider him a threat, I'll kill him. I can read his mind. He managed to survive because he completed the scenario by killing insects. He got lucky. He identified the kid with the insects because he fell during the explosion from the other carriage. The future has changed. There was supposed to be a fight to the death in carriage 3807, and only Kim Namwoon and Lee Hyunsung were meant to survive. I suspect this happened because I killed them with an explosion unlike the other times. Anyway, something is wrong. He's too calm for a rookie. The world is almost destroyed, but he's very calm, too calm. He must be the one who killed Namwoon. He's more than just useful. He's dangerous. If we're done with the questions, will you let me go? Let's head to Oksu Station together. There's not much time left. He won't let him go that easily. Everything fits together too well. It's Jun Hyoju's SS grade skill, Sage's Eyes. Sage's Eyes doesn't just let you see someone's attribute window, but also their hidden information. It's the highest grade detection skill. Maybe this is an advantage. I don't know my own attributes or skills, even if Hyoju discovers them. If only I could personal skill Fourth Wall activated. Fourth Wall has detected the detection skill, Sage's Eyes. It's not working on him. Who the hell is he? Amazing. I have a skill that can block Sage's Eyes, bookmark, and now Fourth Wall. Ah, I should kill him right now. Everything has gotten complicated. Doksha changes his strategy and tries to negotiate with him. He reminds him that he can't complete the 46th floor on his own. He needs a reliable ally. Right now, it doesn't matter if he's a regressor or not. What matters is that he can be useful. He's not a regressor. If he were, I'd know him. Then what is he? Jun Haoju, I know the future that you don't. Jun Haoju has activated the lie detection skill. The lie detection skill has verified that you're telling the truth. It can't be. Is there another prophet besides Anna Croft? Prophet is the only attribute in TWSA that allows a character to see the future and passively neutralize detection skills. I thought there was only one character with the prophet attribute in the world of TWSA. If it's true that Doksha can use the future sight skill, that means he knew I was coming. I know you have a special power. You also know what will happen in the future, right? But you also know your knowledge of the future is incomplete. Regressors know the future because they've repeated their lives over and over, but their future changes if they change the present based on what they know. So all regressors will eventually end up in a future they don't know, unless they repeat everything they did in the past. Therefore, someone like Jun Hyoju would be very interested in having a prophet as a companion. And I can be his prophet, because I was the only reader of this story. If he really is a prophet, it would be useful to have him around. Not just for scenario 46, but also to fight against Zarathustra. But can I trust him a companion? 50 seconds remaining until the scenario ends. 40 seconds remaining until the scenario ends. He's made a decision, he'll accept him as a companion. Wait, can you let? They cross the bridge of even numbers together, with the zombies behind them and Doksha's companions waiting ahead. I'm safe. I can't believe I actually convinced the regressor. You are exhausted from overconcentrating, personal skill, omniscient reader's viewpoint deactivated. It makes me a bit nervous that my skill deactivated. I did everything I could. I convinced Jun Haoju quickly, and now I can cross the... They suddenly stop. He has one last question. If he's really a prophet, can he see his own fate or not? He picks him up and carries him a few steps forward. Prophet, will I drop you or not? You damn psychopath. I know him better than anyone. If this bastard is the same Jun Haoju I read about, then before you do, let me tell you a couple of things. First, I'm not your servant, so treat me as an equal. Second, just as I'll cooperate with you, you must promise to cooperate with me. He accepts what he says. Now he wants the answer to his question. Just let me go already and go to hell, you idiot. I believe you. Truly, you're a bastard prophet. You failed to complete the event. It's hard to hold my breath, but I have to endure. I can't pass out. It looks like I reached the stomach in one piece without being digested. Doksha is already using his phone's flashlight. Inside the stomach, there are others who weren't as lucky as he was. Damn it. Ugh, what a psychopath. Companion? Yeah, right. Is this some kind of test? Does he want me to prove my worth to be his companion? Actually, I understand why he's doing it. He hasn't had a real companion since he failed his first round. As a regressor, he was powerful and people saw him as a savior. That's why he became a lone wolf. To him, humans are either subordinates or enemies, so this is likely a test. He wants me to prove that I'm worth treating as an equal. Open messages. You have failed to complete the event. Processing payment. 100 coins have been deducted for channel usage. The prisoner of the Golden Headband constellation agrees with your provocations. You've been gifted 100 coins. The demonic-like Judge of Fire constellation supports your decision. You've been gifted 100 coins. The secretive Plotter constellation is disappointed by your frivolous comments. It looks like it's moving. According to Ways of Survival, an ichthyosaur's stomach secretes acid about 3 hours after swallowing its prey. In other words, I don't have much time left. I'm a little disappointed. Things were getting interesting. A Dokubi? Yes, it's me. But you don't seem very surprised, despite the situation. That's because I was waiting for you. Huh. Just you wait, Junyuk. Not only will I get out of here in one piece, but I'll also gain the power to make you see me as an equal. You'll have no choice but to accept me as your companion. Were you waiting for me? Yes, you're here to take my coins. Coins? Since I didn't complete the event, you have to take my coins as a penalty. Coins? Why not your life? If you were going to take my life, it would have said death as the penalty for failing. Instead of 3 question marks, doesn't that mean it's negotiable? How interesting. I'm amazed you figured that out with just a small hint. No wonder all the constellations have their eyes on you. Like you said, you can pay coins to exit a failed sub-event. The price is 5,100 coins. That's the price for sparing your life. 5,100 coins? No way. That's too much. Then prepare to die. I'm doing you a favor. If you don't want to pay, we can end this right now. Fine. Kill me. What? I said, kill me. You can't, can you? He won't lay a finger on me because I brought in a crowd. The constellations are having a great time because of me. If he wanted to kill me, he wouldn't have come all this way to talk to me. Don't provoke me. What are you trying to achieve? Bahyung, the rookie Dakabi. How's your broadcasting career going? What? How do you know my name? Not very well, I assume. The constellations have been a bit stingy lately, haven't they? Who the hell are you? How does a mere human know that? Some constellations are starting to suspect your identity. The eyes of the secretive plotter shine at your plan. Why don't you turn off the channel? Can we talk for a minute? Fine, what do you have to say? How do you know about the star stream? You're just a human. The star stream is a system that broadcasts content across the galaxy. The subscribers are constellations from far-off galaxies. The actors are humans like me, and the dokubis are the streamers who connect the two through their stories. That doesn't matter right now. Vihyun, don't you want to be the king of Dokubis? What are you? Don't you want to surpass Dogak or Gildal and become the greatest streamer to ever exist? Dokabi Vihyun, sign a contract with me and I will make you the king of Dokubis. You're crazy. You must be out of your mind. I should have noticed when you rejected offers from all the constellations. It's true. During the sponsor selection right before the sub-event, I didn't choose any constellation. I don't know how you found out about the star stream, but I can't accept your offer. I'm a Dokabi, not a constellation, so I can't be your sponsoring constellation. I think you misunderstand me. I'm not asking you to sponsor me. What? I don't want your power. I want your channel. My channel. Let me explain. I want to sign an exclusive contract with your channel. Wait, you're saying you want to sign a stream contract with me? Yes, a stream contract. It's a contract signed between constellations and Dokubis. A Dokabi hosts a constellation's incarnation on their channel, and in exchange, the Dokabi who owns the channel receives a portion of the coins collected by the incarnation as a commission. Incarnations aren't usually aware of these contracts, even if they are sponsored. Incarnations are nothing more than slaves to the constellations. I see you have a great sense of humor. I don't know where you heard that, but how dare you mention a stream contract? Especially when you don't even have a sponsoring constellation. That's exactly why you should accept my offer. What? Why do you think constellations join Starstream channels? Starstream subscribers are divided into two groups. The first are the fun seekers who browse channels looking for entertainment. The second are the incarnation seekers who look for an incarnation to sponsor. If you want your channel to grow, you must please at least one of these groups. You either make your mission as entertaining as possible, or you find an interesting incarnation for your subscribers. Very impressive for a human, but what does that have to do with me? You're not very bright? No wonder you can't even reach 4 digits in subscribers. Shut up and get to the point. What if there was a channel that could entertain subscribers while showcasing interesting incarnations? That's impossible. Constellations looking to sponsor incarnations always leave the channel as soon as the sponsor selection ends. But what would happen if there was an incarnation who rejected all the constellations? And what if that incarnation outperformed all the others, even without a sponsoring constellation? Is that why you didn't choose a sponsor? Yes, exactly. The constellations must be furious because you closed the channel. They must be dying to know who this kid is that dared to defy the regressor. Can he see the future? Why did he let himself be eaten by the ichthyosaur? Is he really a prophet? Enough. What are you? You're so arrogant. A mere human could never defeat incarnations with sponsoring constellations. It's impossible. I plan to prove otherwise starting right now. Just keep your mouth shut and do as I say. Trust me, I'll make you the king of Dokubis. Let's start with the payment, since you didn't complete the event. If you pay me 5,100 coins, I didn't fail. In fact, I just completed it right now. Open the channel. It's about to start. Hidden event notification. Commander Slayer. Category. Hidden. Difficulty. A plus. Victory conditions. Annihilate the Sea Commander Ichthyosaur and escape. Time limit 10 days. Reward 9,000 coins. Penalty for failure. Death. Oh dear constellations, please calm down. The broadcast stopped due to a server error. I swear I didn't do it on purpose. Preferential treatment? I'm just a Dokabi. Do you think I'd do something like that? These are the only items I can buy. There should be a search function. You all know that a streamer's promise isn't something to be taken lightly. I threatened Vihyun to open the Starstream shop. The Dokabi shop, it can only be accessed when the channel is open. That's why he has to explain what happened now. Dear constellations. Hey, how about a hand? The search button is in the bottom right corner. Thanks. Dokubis are just like humans, they're greedy. I need to find 2 items. Let's see. Search. Ancient Dragon. Heavens, how do you know about the Ancient Dragon? I just said the first cool name that came to mind. It's a very common name in video games. According to the story, the owner of the heart is in Italy. He's a lucky guy, his sponsor is very rich and bought it for him. At times like this, I regret not choosing a constellation. Search. Archdemon's Eye. Search. White Star Aura. So you bought 4 bags of mucus and 4 thorns. What use will you have for those low-value items? You'll find out soon. You've spent 800 coins. You know there are no refunds, right? I know. The constellation's secretive plotter is curious about your plan. The constellation Abyssal Black Flame Dragon is displeased with your actions. No one is forcing you to watch me. Channel Vic7623 closed. I hope you haven't forgotten that I still haven't accepted your offer. Yes, we agreed to negotiate the contract terms once I've completed this event. Well, I should get going. Let's see if you can actually finish this event. I can't watch you all the time. Go ahead. How arrogant. Good luck, I guess. Channel Vic7623 open, May. The story bless you. There's little time left before the stomach acid is released. Using some pieces he finds nearby, he improvises a raft. He applies the mucus to the thorns. The raft reaches one end of the stomach. Dokyo makes some holes that emit a sound as if something were evaporating. Here it comes, I will make it out of here alive. Night has fallen, there's a full moon and shooting stars pass by. Chaos reigns in the city. The army faces the monsters with aerial units. An ichthyosaur suddenly flinches. It feels an immeasurable pain in its insides. Dokyo holds on as best he can. Clinging to the monster's stomach walls, he has pierced its stomach in several places. How much time has passed? Did I overestimate myself? I'm just an ordinary reader. A Dokyo? I'm not the protagonist of this story. I wonder if my mother is okay. She should be, since she's my mother after all. This isn't a dream, is it? I wish it were. The punctures he made in the ichthyosaur's stomach caused the monster small internal hemorrhages. While he took shelter from the abrupt movements happening inside, his shifting caused numerous wounds. Wow, I have to admit it. Some constellations are amazed by your survival skills. The constellations have gifted you 100 coins. It's the 4th day of the hidden event. I had no idea you would use the spines like that. That was unexpected. The hidden event has ended. You've received 9,000 coins as a reward for completing it. You're the first to hunt a level 7 sea monster. You've received 1,000 coins for your achievement. I'm alive. Stone porcupines live on the coast and hunt small sea creatures. They use their special spines to pierce and drain their prey until they die. But I never would have thought to use them like this. A few constellations are smiling knowingly. Some now understand your decision. Others are complaining and asking you to say what you're doing out loud so they know your next move. And I didn't know the hammer seahorse's mucus worked. As protection against the ichthyosaur's stomach acid. Before the spine started working, I covered myself with the remaining mucus. I drank the ichthyosaur's body fluid coming from the spine to satisfy my hunger. You have absorbed the ichthyosaur's strength. Your constitution level has increased from 11 to 12. After that, it was a test of willpower. Ichthyosaurs hunt hammer seahorses, so the seahorses evolved a special mucus. That's how I managed to survive in a pool of stomach acid. I'm the one who's supposed to give the explanations. I'm helping you because you seemed lost. Your pain is partially neutralized by your personal skill, the 4th wall. Anyway, that was an amazing survival drama. Don't you agree, dear constellations? Open the damn shop. Bi-hyung, you found the ichthyosaur's core. I want to sell it. He put it up for sale in the auction house. Bi-hyung, I can't believe it. How do you know all that? And I won't trade it for anything other than broken faith. I wonder if anyone has something like that. And I want to buy. Wait a moment. First, dear constellations, we'll be back after a few ads. Stream contract. 1. The Incarnation Kim Doksha is contractually obligated to follow these rules until he completes all events or dies. 2. The Incarnation cannot choose a sponsor constellation until he completes all events or dies. 3. The Incarnation can only be active on Bi-hyung's channel. 4. Bi-hyung and Kim Doksha must share profits for the duration of this contract. The profit-sharing percentage will be mutually agreed upon. I wasn't sure at first. Completing the hidden event helped me decide. A written contract? I thought humans liked these things, though I don't personally get it. Let's do it. What a surprise. This agreement is better than I expected, except for one clause. The contract is missing the most important part. Do you mean the signature? We can agree verbally. A stream contract is a contract of souls. The percentage, how dare you try to trick me? Oh, right. How about 50-50? And I won't charge you for using the channel. We'll split the coins you're given in half. For example, if they give you 100 coins, we each keep 50. Do you think I'm an idiot? But that's the standard percentage in this industry. A constellation's incarnation appears on the Dakebi's channel, and that constellation shares the coins gifted by others with the Dakebi who owns the channel. That's how it usually goes. But I don't have a sponsor. And when constellations gift coins to an incarnation without a sponsor, they have to pay a large commission to the Dakebi. I'm sure you've already made a lot of profit thanks to me. I'll keep all. The coins, the commission will be enough for you. I won't give you a single coin. That's absurd. How? About 70%, or I'll just keep it all. I'll go to another channel. I heard Biryu's is doing very well. 80% is the most I can give. It's all or nothing. The ads are ending soon. Can't you see the constellations are complaining? The constellations are complaining about the length of the ads. They're restless and wondering if this is what they get for their commissions. The constellation eyes that wait for Wednesday night is staring incessantly. Damn it, fine. But will you sign the contract? Oh, and one more thing. What? Now what? I'll also charge a contract fee. Give me 5,000 coins. Dokya leaves behind the lifeless body of the ichthyosaur. It's the first time I've breathed fresh air in 4 days. I thought it would only take 2 days. Still, 4 days isn't bad. In the novel, it took him 4 days in his 4th round too. I also managed to sign a stream contract with a Dakebi and got some coins in the process. So it's not a bad start. How funny. I couldn't convince anyone of anything before. But now, in a way, I've become special just by reading the novel. The personal skill, the 4th wall, is still active. And this skill, a system error, that's right. I can't access my attribute window. Impossible. The system doesn't make mistakes. Bi-hyung tries to use system interference on you. Personal skill, the 4th wall, activated. I didn't expect it to block even a Dakebi's interference. I could be a scammer. Since no one can see my attribute window, you have entered the second main event zone. The event zone is highly contaminated. Hold your breath and take shelter underground. Here it is. You're exposed to poisonous fog. The constellation Abyssal Black Flame Dragon smiles insidiously. The real game begins now. Mini market. Doc Jaw is stocking up on supplies to survive. The event zone is highly contaminated. Hold your breath and take shelter underground. I think this is enough. I should take shelter. The item's effect will end soon. Item Lane's Monkey Lungs, place in mouth. Neutralizes poison. Duration 20 minutes. Someone is heard calling for help. The noise is coming from further away. Is there anyone else? Alive? Thank you. It's a woman and she looks hurt. The station, Oksu, was destroyed because it was on the surface. The nearest underground station is Gyumho Station. Damn it, it's closed. It might be open on the other side. The woman whispers a few words, exit 4, further ahead at the subway station exit. Some people tried to block it, but Dokya managed to stop them with a metal rod. He has an injured woman with him, but they still tell him to leave. There are already too many people inside. That's strange, too many people that happened. In the novel, people flee in terror after he manages to get inside. You have entered a safe zone. They set the supplies aside so they can get some rest. Put this in your mouth. It won't fully heal you, but it'll neutralize the poison. Well, was there a character like this in the novel? Most likely, I just didn't get this far into the story. Let's take a look. Character profile. Those who fled went to warn the others about them. The constellation Prisoner of the Golden Headband frowns at the untimely appearance of these people, trying to imitate Yu Jongyuk's behavior. Dokya tells them who he is, but they don't really care about his name. They recognize the woman. She was supposed to return with the group that went out. He doesn't need an explanation. He understands everything just by looking at their faces. In the post-apocalyptic genre, there are certain villain stereotypes. I always thought anarchy was just a trope used to describe a post-apocalyptic world. If he leaves the food and the woman, they'll spare his life. Real humans are worse than the stories. The Prisoner of the Golden Headband is annoyed by the bandits, and the demon-like Judge of Fire is enraged by this injustice. A bounty hunt event has been generated at the request of the constellations. It looks like something bad is about to happen, but not to me. The demon-like Judge of Fire anticipates a fair judgment. If they don't leave now, they can consider themselves dead. Bounty hunt. Eliminate the bandits. Victory conditions. A group of bandits is interfering with the story's progress. Eliminate them before time runs out. Time limit, 5 minutes. Dokya leaves her to rest in that spot. The sum of total stats, like stamina, strength, and agility, heavily influences the outcome of a fight. Right now, my stats total 33, but theirs aren't even in the double digits. The difference in stats determines the winner. Character profile, Bang Chul-Su. Patron constellation, Monarch of the Small Fries. Personal attribute, Assault Captain. General review, a nobody who got lucky and found a patron constellation. He tends to overestimate his combat skills. Of all the patron constellations he could have chosen, he's the idiot from the Gyumho Station group in the novel. According to the novel, Yu Jongyuk should have killed him. Why is he still alive? Chul-Su thinks they aren't that different. It's clear he's killed several people. Maybe he could have saved him. Murderer? No. The fourth wall has blocked Chul-Su's attempt at deception. I don't think he should be saying things like that. The Monarch of the Small Fries is entertained and has gifted you 100 coins. Unfortunately for him, his patron constellation, the Monarch of the Small Fries, is known for not valuing his incarnations. He's going to finish him off quickly, but this changes everything. 2 minutes left for the event. He's a masochist who only supports idiots and enjoys watching other incarnations make them suffer. The Monarch of the Small Fries is entertained. His men scream for him to stop. Humans are weak. How can they be so weak yet so ruthless and cruel at the same time? The apocalypse is just an excuse for them. Why did you do it? Humans do this instinctively. It's not instinct or nature. The desperation in his eyes has been there since before the world ended. Just like me, maybe we really aren't that different. 10 seconds left for the sub-event. Either way, the world has come to an end. The sub-event condition has been met. You receive 300 coins. The Monarch of the Small Fries is satisfied and gifts you 100 coins. I must adapt to this new world. Take me to the others. Inside Jumho Station, the refugees see the group that was outside returning. They ask for help as Chul-Su is wounded. Among the crowd, the names of Dokya and Lee Hyun-sung are heard. The others ended up in this place too. They're glad he's okay, as they had given him up for dead. Lee Hyun-sung regrets leaving him behind, but it wasn't his fault. There was no other choice. The group is happy that Yu Jongyuk was right. He said he might still be alive. He isn't here right now though. He left the station yesterday. Now I get it. Yu Jongyuk was supposed to kill Chul-Su's group, but they're still alive because he left the station in a hurry. Yu Jongyuk is a regressor who lives his life over and over again. Now in his third round, he's become a selfish being who monopolizes everything. He must have left without looking back to reach his goal, but he's not the type to leave loose ends, Dokya thinks to himself. The secretive plotter is pleased that you're thinking out loud. Now that I think about it, someone is missing. Han Myung. Oh, who are these people? There he is. Han Myung-go is with them. A few days ago, Han Myung-oh demanded to be let out. He is pure evil. Another person approaches from behind, calming everyone down. Everyone here is a survivor. He kindly asks the newcomer for his name. He is Cheon In-ho. I've heard that name somewhere. He has a patron constellation and is likely the leader of this group. It seems Chulsu's group also follows his orders. He'll probably make me pay for beating these guys up. He openly says that those who came with Dokya told him he fought the monsters and saved his men. He's their savior. The new member even got them food. Excited, everyone approaches to take their share. And so, they welcome Kim Dokya to Gyumho Station. So that's how it's going to be. The secretive plotter is excited. Lee Hyun-sung tells him there are 86 people in total. 87, including Dokya. There are fewer people than expected, mostly just those from the train and near the station. Everyone here survived because they killed someone else, so they're all murderers. The station is divided into the main group and the marginal group. Even when 100 killers gather, they still split into the strong and the weak. That's just human nature. Did they think they had no choice? In-ho promises to protect everyone and tells them not to lose hope, saying they'll eventually get out of here. The main group manages the food distribution, but since supplies are low, they sent people out to find more. Hee-won is part of that group, the woman Dokya saved. Others were supposed to go with her, but the ones from the marginal group never came back. I see you didn't join the main group. I imagine they probably wanted you there. Hyun-sung Lee stayed behind because he felt it was the right thing to do. He felt something was off with the main group, though he feels like a hypocrite for worrying about right and wrong after everything that happened. It's better to be a hypocrite who cares than to ignore it entirely. Don't ever forget that. Just because it was unavoidable doesn't mean it didn't happen. We shouldn't forget that there's no justification for what we did. In-ho approaches to talk to him. He gets straight to the point, offering him a spot in his group. He offers him a high-ranking position, wanting him to lead the group by his side. What if I refuse? It's funny he'd say that. He hadn't even considered it. He's a hero. He saved people from monsters. With his power, he has an obligation to lead the people. He's asking him to contribute to everyone's survival. As you can see, the people here are suffering. After seeing them, he reaffirms the decision he made. Hyun-sung Lee wonders if it was a good idea to turn him down. It's not that he wanted him to accept, far from it. He just can't stop thinking about In-ho's parting words telling him to come see them if he changes his mind. He might think he won't, but they'd find out very soon. For now, it's time for dinner. He asks the others if they want to eat something too. Everyone can take one. The crowd starts to complain. They say he's monopolizing the food, keeping it all for himself and not sharing. They think, since he went with others to get it, he should share. In-ho says he'll ration the food for everyone. The most dangerous kind of person in an apocalyptic world isn't someone driven by desperation like Kyo-soo. Now I remember Cheon In-ho from Gumo Station. The most dangerous kind is the one who uses the desperation of others to gain power. Choose. Will you become a hero by sharing your food, or a villain by monopolizing it? You have entered the second event zone. Find the location where the event will activate and head there. Amidst the noise of the crowd, In-ho sees his plan working exactly as expected. Influencing these people is easy for him. They have to do what he says if they want to survive. He starts his act explaining that Dokya is already part of his group. He claims it's just a misunderstanding, and they'll collect and distribute the food fairly. In-ho even tells them Dokya promised to cooperate. Dokya stops him before he can say another word. Of course I'll share the food, but for a price. They realize he's going to sell it to them. The eyes of some constellations shine with excitement. The secretive plotter scoffs. Exactly. I'm not a charity, and I don't trust these people. I'll only accept coins. Dokya's companions ask if this is a good idea. 50 coins for food is very expensive. From now on, I'll charge you guys 10 coins for food too. Some constellations are relieved you're not an idiot. Some constellations are gifting him 100 coins. Hee-won thinks it's fair and says she'll pay right now. She doesn't need free food. Her full name is Hee-won Jung. She's grateful for his help earlier. Sangha and Hyun-sung should do the same. They should act like adults and not take offense. He risked his life to get that food. Or were they planning to take advantage of him like everyone else? They reflect on it. They don't want free food either and pay him immediately. They learned how to trade coins a few days ago. You touch index fingers and think of the amount. Jil-young paid him 20 coins. He gave 10 extra for the chocolate from this morning. Gil-young is more mature than all those shameless adults. Some constellations show interest in the incarnation Jil-young. The main group is the one monopolizing all the food here. They feed the others, but then force them to go look for more, just like Hee-won this morning. No one seems bothered by what the main group does, which is why Dokya's declaration is so significant. Hyun-sung thinks he should sell to them for 10 coins too, as no one will buy for 50. It's better to wait. 3 of them fall asleep. Only Dokya and Hyun-sung stay awake to guard the food. Hyun-sung suggests he go to sleep, but Dokya has things to do. Someone from the crowd approaches. By morning at Gyumho Station, to Hee-won's surprise, he sold absolutely everything. Those hypocrites didn't leave a thing. It wasn't just the marginal group that bought food during the night. In-ho announces they'll limit rations even further to 3 crackers per person. That's less than what the search party gets, so they're welcome to join if they want more food. Everyone knows that those who join the search party don't come back alive. It's like asking them to go die. In-ho tells them there's another way to get food even if they don't join the search party. He says he didn't want to do this, but yesterday, Dokya taught him a valuable lesson. It was the main group that bought more than half the food I found, and they paid full price. He tells everyone Dokyo was right, they must prove their worth if they want to eat. They'll trade their food for things they find useful. After all, that's how the world works now. Cheon Inho has activated level 2 Insight, so that's how it's going to be. I was wondering why these people were acting this way. He had the ability to incite. The core group is monopolizing the food again. Hee-won believed Dokya's intention was to encourage trading to reduce their power. If he didn't want them to get stepped on, he shouldn't have sold the food to the core group. It might not look like it, but things did change. He got coins, 1,450 to be exact. 50. She's starting to doubt if they can trust him, but Sanga does. Surely he kept some food for himself. No, I sold it all. He's definitely not trustworthy in Hee-won's eyes. Gil-young hands him a chocolate bar. Is this for me? Thanks, but you should eat it. Oh, while we're on the subject, all that food you bought yesterday, eat it now. I highly recommend finishing it before the day ends. The station next to Gyumho Station on the left is Yaksu Station. Dokyo looks into the darkness as much as he can. Hee-won tells him that those who went there died, he can't be thinking of going there. She doesn't remember if she thanked him for saving her yesterday, so she thanks him now, just in case. The man walking with Cheon Inho is the one who abandoned her. He can't touch him. That guy is hers. If it weren't for me, she would have ended up dead. The constellations would be interested in someone like her. I wonder if she has a character profile. Character profile, Young Hee-won. Currently 3 constellations are interested in her. Personal attribute, crouching figure. General evaluation, she is a crouching figure, so she has infinite potential. It is not possible to see her attribute info yet, as she hasn't awakened it. Hee-won has noticed something strange. They're taking away the women and the elderly. She's going to stop them. If they join the search party, they won't survive though. They'll starve anyway if they stay here. Her personal attribute is crouching figure. It might not seem special, but it's a rare and highly evolutionary attribute in TWSA. Crouching figure is a generic attribute, but it has the potential to evolve into a rare or even legendary attribute, depending on the incarnation's experience. She should stay put for now. Even if they stop them now, the same thing will keep happening over and over because of the lack of food. Dokya starts to consider her a companion instead of an extra. One thing that bothers him is that she has the Demon Slayer skill and the crouching figure attribute, so she could become an indiscriminate killer. The root of the problem is the food, so they'll cut the problem at the root. It should be arriving soon. It's a Dakibi. Hello, how is everyone bored to death? I'm here to tell you that Dakibi Biryu was in charge of this channel. Right now, he's being punished, so I'll be in charge. It's not behind. The food suddenly starts to levitate. You should have tried harder to complete the event. Stuffing yourselves with food won't get you anywhere, right? You're just useless. Earthlings. Now then, let's get the party started. This looks more like TWSA. A new penalty has been added to the event. The survival fee category has been added. Every day at midnight, 100 coins will be deducted. If you don't have enough funds to pay the survival fee, you will die. The survival fee will be charged until the second main scenario is completed. Inho gathers the people at the station to make an announcement. Given the current situation, they're going to need more people on the search party. From now on, they won't share any food with those who refuse to join the group. There's an additional penalty. Food can't be stored. It will all be removed. It's as if Dokya knew this would happen, but for Inho, it's impossible. He has truly managed to read Cheon Inho. Your level of understanding of Cheon Inho has increased. Hee-won curiously asks if he knew what was going to happen, to which Dokya responds that it was just a suspicion. He figured the Dokebi would do something like this to make them suffer even more, but he didn't expect them to add a survival fee. This could definitely happen in TWSA, but it doesn't happen in the original novel. Did the contract I signed with Bi Hyung alter the story? Hyun-sung is worried, not knowing what to do. One thing is for sure, they can't join the search party. They can't go out now. The surface is a death trap. The world has changed, so they must find a new food source. Dokya looks toward the train tracks. Yes, that's what he means. They're gonna hunt monsters. They'll follow the path marked by the tracks. Inho doesn't disagree, since they need a team to handle completing the event. He wishes them good luck. Dokya thought he'd be angry about them not joining the search party, but he's likely relieved they're staying away from his group. Your level of understanding of Cheon Inho has increased. Your understanding of Cheon Inho has crossed a threshold. Now that I think about it, every time I make a good impression on a character, gain their trust, or guess what they're thinking, my level of understanding seems to increase, and I think it's increased enough. Thanks to that, I can read his mind and understand his feelings. Cheon Inho is suspicious of your intentions. Of course, he wasn't going to let them go so easily. He wants someone from his group to join the team, as they'd also like to know how to complete this event. They take Han Myungo with them. He's terrified of seeing the corpses. Scared. He asks Sanga to hold his hand, supposedly to protect her. He's not a problem, he's harmless. As for Hee-won, she still hasn't fully recovered. They're also worried about Jil-young. Hyun-sung suggests sending them both back. Hee-won isn't as strong as Hyun-sung, but she insists she can handle it since she used to practice kendo. There's something they're overlooking. A few days ago, the world we knew changed completely. Saying women and children are weaker is just a prejudice. Anyone can become strong if they increase their stats. Jil-young show them. The boy does what Dokya asks. Using his skill, a path of light spreads across the ground, marking the way. It's being pointed out by a cockroach that was nearby. His attribute is called Insect Collector. He can have simple conversations with insects. He says the path is clear, and they'll be safe for at least another 100 steps. The character Lee Jilyong has activated the skill interspecies communication. He's grateful they're worried about him, but he didn't come this far to be a burden. The smell they're picking up isn't just from human bodies. Plus, the path ahead is completely blocked, as if a wall is closing off the tunnel. Sub-scenario, food hunt. Difficulty, victory conditions, hunt and cook an edible monster. Time limit, none. Reward 500 coins. Penalty for failure, unknown. Common ground rat, level 9. These rats live underground, hunt in packs, and are known for being extremely persistent. It won't be easy to move forward since the tunnels between stations are crawling with monsters. It must have been Jung Hee-won. The victory condition said they had to hunt the monsters, so that alone isn't enough to complete the event. Hee-won said she was good at kendo, but not exceptionally so. You've obtained weapons thanks to your intellect. It's like traveling back to the Stone Age. You'll have to sharpen them with any stones you find, as they're currently too dull. Some constellations are interested in the primitive nature of humans. The constellations have gifted you coins. I know what to do because TWSA dedicated an entire chapter to slaughtering monsters. If you have any coins left, invest them all in strength, stamina, and agility. Just save enough to pay the survival fee. This might sound cruel, but I don't think everyone will survive. But still, try to stay alive. The sub-scenario food hunt has begun. One got past Hee-won. They're actually pretty good. Hyeon-sung killed 2, and Hee-won killed 3. I didn't use my full power, but she's only 1 kill behind me. And that's even though I invested a fortune into my stats. Jung Hee-won, Mountain Push, level 1. Her attribute will evolve soon. The character trusts and appreciates you deeply. Her patron constellation is wary of you. Starter pack in use. The starter pack is a premium option for incarnations whose average stats are below 10. It increases each stat level by 1 and grants the weapon mastery skill, which is very useful early on. No wonder she's so strong. It seems the Master of Steel likes her quite a bit. They can't eat the monsters right now, but they'll find a way to cook them. That answer surprised everyone. They had always wanted to ask him a question. Does he actually know something about this whole situation? This must be how the regressors in the novel felt. Some would say they had a hunch, or they'd lie. Just like I lied to Jung Hee-won. The constellation secretive plotter is eager to hear your decision. Several constellations are waiting for your answer. As a reader, the best way to handle situations like this is to put yourself in a position where you don't need to answer at all. The secretive plotter nods in agreement. Sangha rushes to help Han Myungo. But the monster pulls so hard that it takes both of them. The constellation Prisoner of the Golden Headband is annoyed by the lack of suspense. They knew that guy would get them into trouble. I'm gonna look for Sangha and Han Myungo. Dokya only took Gilyong with him. His skill will help track the monster. Meanwhile, Hyunsung will look after Hee-won, who isn't doing too well. She has bruises and likely other injuries. He'll let them know if anything happens. For now, they have to wait. This place where the rats live is called the Dark Void because no light reaches it, making it easy to lose your sense of direction. If it weren't for Jilyong's skill, I would have had to spend coins here. Jilyong noticed that I let Sangha and Han Myungo go on purpose. When the monster came for them, I just let it take them. He was watching me. He wants to know why I did it. The constellations of the absolute good alignment are judging your evil action. The secretive plotter glares at you. He's a scary kid. He's been watching this whole time. Since he's so sharp, I don't think hiding things will do me any good. I did it because of the ground rat's habits. They tend to store their prey in their burrows. Sometimes they keep rare or precious items there, but reaching the burrow is difficult. The only way in is through the tunnels they dig. I knew it would take Han Myungo, but I didn't expect it to take Sangha too. Was he really just looking for items? He doesn't know how to lie. If he were only looking for items, he wouldn't have saved him on the train. Jilyong believes in Dokya. Some constellations are starting to tear up. You've been gifted 200 coins. I don't understand what he sees in me. I thought he was mature for his age, but I see he's still just a child. He says those things because he doesn't realize the world is full of vile adults who take advantage of that maturity. Some constellations are intrigued and paying close attention. They're almost there. But first, Gilyong has something to say. Is he a god or a protagonist? He's smarter than I expected. Does he even understand what he's asking? I'm neither a god nor a protagonist. In fact, I've always envied them though. I do know things about this world. Jilyong wants to know if their wishes will be granted after completing all these events. In stories like this, there's usually a reward at the end. Everyone who adapted to this world is suffering in their own way. Some go mad, others become fanatics, and some become overly optimistic. You're right, luckily we're in the dark, so Jilyong can't see my expression. They can accuse me of whatever they want. I'm a despicable adult, and the boy has chosen to survive in this world. The sub-scenario has been updated. You have entered the rat's treasure room. Dokya covers Jilyong's mouth. It's not just treasures they keep here. An annoying and familiar voice can be heard. It's Han Myungo complaining to Sangha for taking the subway. If she hadn't, he wouldn't be here. This is where she realizes that he was the one who stole her bike. He did it because she rejected his offer to drive her home. Now it makes sense why he wasn't in his Mercedes. The constellation demon-like Judge of Fire despises Han Myungo. He's so cynical, admitting he stole it while blaming her. He says this wouldn't have happened if she'd just come with him. The constellation prisoner of the golden headband is tired of this petty argument, and he's not the only one. Dokya isn't ready to go in yet, but the constellations are getting bored. I guess it's inevitable. While Han Myungo makes excuses to avoid looking bad, Dokya prepares his attack. The constellation prisoner of the golden headband is satisfied. You've been gifted 100 coins. He's still impressed. After the sudden attack, Sanga is happy to see Dokya. Here it comes. Even though we're in the depths of the dark void, there's so much black ether that black flames are even forming at the core of the dark root. The Keeper of Darkness has appeared. The sub-event has been updated and has now begun. Defeat the Keeper. Jilyoung is about to vomit, but Dokya tells him it's okay. All the insects Jilyoung was connected to just exploded. That must have caused him a lot of mental strain. He can use interspecies communication once or twice more, but he needs to rest first. While the Keeper is still, Dokya goes to help them. I only cut the stem, and the blade is already dull. So this is the power of the demon species. A grade 7 demon, the Keeper of Darkness. Out of all monsters, the demon species are quite unique. The treasures common rats collect are like sacrifices for them. Even at the same level, the demon species are above other monsters. The Keeper of Darkness has received the Demon King's blessing. I don't like this. I wanted to avoid a fight with him at all costs. The Keeper of Darkness releases an aura of fear. The personal skill Fourth Wall has neutralized almost all the effects of fear. Damn, I don't like this at all. Sanga understands the Keeper, even though Dokya had told her to go back. The monster said mother, and something else with a strange pronunciation. My god, she's fluent in English and apparently knows the demon language too. Her talent stands out even in the apocalypse. It's asking them to be mothers. Doesn't it mean fathers? Warm. That's what it meant by mother. You're not planning on being a mother soon, are you? The demon species impregnates other species to give birth to their young. It's doing that to Myung-ho. Damn it, it broke. They didn't put the Keeper here intentionally for us to kill it. I have no chance of winning. My plan was to take the treasure once the Keeper left. You're an idiot, Myung-ho, but I always have a plan B just in case. Behyung, you're watching, right? What? How did you know? There you are. I should have received an item by mail already. I need you to give it to me. Hee, it's not my problem. My channel handles that. But now you're the replacement for the previous Dokebi. Can't you see the constellations are nervous about the situation? The prisoner of the golden headband is insulting Behyung, and the judge of fire is threatening him. Behyung says fine, but only this once. To add a bit of excitement, an item from the auction house has arrived. I want to sell it, and I won't trade it for anything other than Broken Faith. You've obtained the item Broken Faith. You are exempt from paying commissions due to your contract. What? Can you even fight with that? That sword is broken, and you won't be able to use it unless you have a specific skill. Broken Faith, Grade D. I already know that, otherwise I wouldn't have bought it. The equipped item is too worn out, and due to its low durability, it won't be effective. Dokya stares at the worn-out sword. What? How? I bought a skill from Behyung after hunting the ichthyosaur. Personal skill, White Pure Star Force activated. Broken Faith is reacting to your magic power. Blade of Faith activated at last. I have a chance. The Blade of Faith is the most effective weapon there is against the demon species. I don't have skills like combat sense or weapon mastery. Having a powerful sword doesn't make me a good swordsman. But I'm not a swordsman. I'm a reader. The attribute effect is enhancing your memories of the pages you've already read. Personal skill, Bookmark activating. Bookmark number 2. A reader must fight like a reader. The activation time has been reduced due to the low level of the bookmark skill. Activation time, 1 minute. Your understanding of this character is low, so their skills have partially activated. Activating Weapon Mastery Level 1. Now, the other tentacle always takes a brief pause after attacking twice. Sanga asked how he knew where it would attack. He's using Level 3 interpretation. You just need to read a lot. My god, dear constellations. Did you see that, or was I hallucinating? The Abyssal Black Flame Dragon constellation opened its eyes in surprise. Several constellations doubt what they're seeing. An ether blade this early in the event. Bookmark number 2 deactivated. Your understanding of Hyen Sung Lee has increased. Actually, this isn't a real ether blade. The real one is much more powerful, of course. Only cracks. In the White Star Hour, Broken Faith creates a blade by absorbing magic power. Broken Faith's durability has been depleted. This item can no longer be used. Impressive. Why is Behyung's channel full of people like you? I finished the sub-scenario. Give me the reward. Oh, right. 1 second. Sub-scenario conditions met. You've received 500 coins. Several constellations are amazed by your master plan. But wait. Aren't you going to finish it off? I'm against killing. What? I don't like taking lives for no reason. It's a lie, of course. But you'll get huge rewards if you kill it. You'd be the first to kill a grade 7 demonic species. You'd get over 7,000 coins. The constellation demon-like Judge of Fire is amazed by you and has gifted you 100 coins. Do you know how much 7,000 coins are worth? I won't kill it. The Secretive Plotter constellation smiles at you maliciously and has gifted you 100 coins. Anyway, I need to open some treasure chests, so get out of here. The Dark Keeper, a grade 7 demonic species, has been killed. Han brags about his feat. He feels like he can be stronger than Dokya. Now, you're the first to hunt a grade 7 demonic species monster. It's stupid not to finish off a monster in a world like this. You've achieved the impossible. You've received 8,000 coins. Contributors, Dokya Kim, Myunho Han. Because of this attitude, people like Dokya never reach the top. The Demon King, god of wrath and lust, learned of your existence because you killed the Dark Keeper. He will hunt the Incarnation who dealt the final blow until they die. He will cast a terrible curse on the Incarnation who dealt the final blow. Final blow, Manhuas. Oh, didn't I tell you? I didn't kill it on purpose. Demonic species monsters are linked to the demon kings they worship through the dark root. That's how they receive part of their power. Therefore, killing a monster of this species makes you a target of its demon king's hatred. The curse of the god of wrath and lust will make your worst nightmare come true. I don't know exactly what will happen to Manhua, but it will be horrible. The secretive plotter constellation is impressed by your evil plan and has recommended your event in the star stream. Dokya smiles sarcastically. Well, let's open the treasure chest. This is what Sangha and Jiliang received, a mana recovery bracelet and a rusty iron shield. It's nothing amazing. It must be the protagonist's fault. He probably took his share before leaving for Yaksu yesterday. Don't worry, there's still one left to open. A mana brazier, one per incarnation at most. I think I know what the mana brazier is for. It's a key item for the current sub-scenario. Common rat foot. The aroma makes them want to eat it. Dokya will try it first to see if it's safe. He takes a big bite and chews the meat. Try it. I think it's safe. In fact, it's delicious. Several constellations lick their lips. Some constellations nod because they know how that meat tastes. Several constellations have gifted you 100 coins. The abyssal black flame dragon swallows hard. The prisoner of the golden headband bites his nails. The constellation eyes that wait for Wednesday night wonders how that meat tastes. The underworld chief gives a thumbs up. Reading about the taste and actually trying it are two very different things. It's very juicy and fatty. Gohan seems regretful about his behavior, but Dokya has no problem sharing the food. He needs to build up energy to face his curse. While they eat, Dokya looks at the reward box. Now that things are calmer, Sangha asks how Dokya knows about a monster he's never seen. She assumes it's because he's read many fantasy novels. She can only enjoy this delicacy because he risked his life while she couldn't help at all. That's not entirely true. She was able to understand what the monster was saying because she studied languages for a long time. He's looked at that box several times. There's something written on top. He can read it too. It says random item box. If I remember correctly, the first one to find a random item box was the Flying Fox. Not even Han Stoyoung, who took the other mana brazier, knows the real treasure is in this black box. The others agree that Dokya should open the box and keep whatever is inside. A line in the novel said, "There is a strange box you can find if you go through the first events. I left an item in there. I'll put in the grade 7 demonic core I got from the Dark Keeper." Along with Broken Faith, and who would have thought this was a premium limited edition item? You don't believe me? I'm telling the truth. What? What is that doing here? It was removed from the game recently. If you put low-grade items in the box and close the lid, you'll get a high-grade item in return. What would the constellations do? I don't know why this box is here. Let's take a break. Channel BI7623 has temporarily closed. The resulting item will be a bladed weapon because you put a weapon of the same type in the box. Random loot activated. The item placed in the box is linked to a specific constellation. The chance of the new item being linked to that same constellation has significantly increased. I didn't expect that. Anything works for me. I just hope it's above grade A. A high-grade item has appeared. Remaining uses for the random item box. 0. Shall we open it? This is a premium item that was removed by the Starstream Management Center because any item that converts a low-grade item into a high-grade one could jeopardize the balance of the event. Unbroken Faith, a constellation artifact. This sword belonged to the hero Kaizenix, who led Grunzio into the great magical era of the past. Kaizenix's ether mastery is imbued in this weapon, allowing the user to summon the Blade of Faith, which has fire, darkness, and holy properties. When equipped, this item grants +2 to the user's constitution and strength. Is this for real? It's a constellation artifact. It's much better than any item of any letter grade. Can I keep it? You have obtained a constellation artifact. The owner of this artifact is curious about you. Ready to head back? There will be plenty of common rats on the way, so we should just take the mana brazier. Jiliang has something to say about his skill. There are no insects left. Actually, there's just one. Jiliang then tries to link with the last one remaining. He speaks a few words in an incomprehensible language. Something is wrong with Jiliang. This vibration is coming from above. Could it be? There are many high-grade monsters on the surface. Wake up, Jiliang Li. He's trying to channel a monarch-grade insect. Jiliang, stop using that skill. Hurry. I can't believe it. He managed to summon a monarch-grade insect. He almost buried us alive. You should stop using that skill for a while. Don't use it again until I tell you, okay? If we try to cross the dark void now, we'll get lost. We should wait a bit and move forward when a small insect appears in the area. If all you need is to get back, Sangha thinks she can help, since she has an ability similar to Giljun's. This ability allows Sangha to find the way to Giljun's house using a thread, which she attached to the other end before being dragged away. Dokya asks about her attribute, and it's not that Sangha doesn't trust him, but she can't reveal her personal attribute, which is a smart decision. It seems she made an additional agreement when she signed her Starstream contract. It forbids her from leaking information, as doing so would cost her life. A thread that helps you escape a labyrinth. I don't know exactly which constellation she signed with, but it seems they've been training her. I could find out if my character profile skill worked. Personal skill, Character profile activated. This person does not have a registered character profile. Collecting information on the selected character. How strange. I've never seen this message before. Channel V7623 reopened. Damn it, that idiot has caused trouble in my channel. Hello, did you miss me? I'm back with the rest of the group. You'll recover some health if you eat that. I noticed you achieved incredible things in my absence. This is the Dokebi communication mode, used by them to talk to each other. Only I can hear what Bihung says in this mode. But of course, he's breaking the rules by using it with an incarnation like me. Did you get scolded because of me? Well, you had a little to do with it. The management center gave me a warning because I shut down the channel abruptly and left the ads running for too long. But I decided not to pay attention to nonsense like that. A couple of visits to the management center aren't that bad. How did you know about the random item box? Damn, I didn't know remnants of my embarrassing past still existed. Embarrassing past? Was that ridiculous item box there because of you, man? You must have been greedy back then. And he notices that he's obtained many items. Not just the mana bracelet. Some of them, and Hyun-sung looks happy with his new shield. While Gil-young has started showing loyalty. There's nothing for her. The sword belongs to Dokja, and as for the meat, he'll sell it for coins. His survival skills come at a price. They've all managed to return to the station together. What's going on? People seem a bit agitated. 20 minutes left until payment. Have your survival fee ready. Every day at midnight, 100 coins will be deducted. If you don't have enough funds to pay the survival fee, you will die. The survival fee will be charged until the second main scenario is completed. It's almost time for the daily payment. Some people are clinging to others, begging to borrow coins, while others were waiting for those who went out to return with coins. But since they haven't come back, they have no way to pay. Those taking advantage of these people are putting what they say in doubt, since they have no way to prove it. Hyun-young's attribute is about to evolve. In this world, coins are power, and In-ho reminds everyone of this, since he has the most coins. He has a lot, having activated his level 2 insight skill, and currently, I am the one with the most coins in the station. So, they turn their desperation toward Dokja. They only need 100 coins. In-ho says he doesn't have enough to help all these people, but Dokja does. He won't just let them die. There are about 20 people around me. If I share my coins with them, I'll lose about 2,000. And if I don't share them, I'll become the villain. But how many of them actually deserve my help? The theme of the first scenario was original sin. They can't take responsibility for their own lives when they took the lives of others to survive the first scenario. This is getting interesting. 10 minutes left. The Constellation's secretive plotter, prisoner of the golden headband, and demon-like judge of fire are waiting for you to make a decision. I see. So they want my coins, but why would I give them mine? Enough. I won't play along anymore. In-ho can't help himself. I knew he'd say that. Even with so many coins, he won't share them. He's acted this way from the very beginning. He even sold the food he brought. He makes Dokja look bad in front of them by pointing out that he could save them. Many people could have been saved if he hadn't sold them the food. This will be his last chance. He will return the coins to these people. And if you refuse, then things will get very ugly. They will take them by sheer force. How pathetic. Do you really blame me for this situation? Character summary. Nilsa Gam, gangster, generic, general stats, just as I thought. His stats are quite high for just a gangster. They must have done that. They know very well what's happening right now. It has nothing to do with me. They're only doing this because they're scared. They know what the real problem is and that their lives are at risk. But they are stronger than you. You're afraid of them because they have more coins and better stats. But why do they have more? Because they're gangsters. No. The incarnations around you are agitated. In-ho explains to them that this was because he sold so many things. When I arrived at the station a few days ago, there were 87 people here, but now there are at most 50. Everyone believed it was because of the monsters outside. Monsters? You still believe that? Idiots, why don't you use your heads for once? Why hasn't anyone from Chelsu's gang died, and why are they always stronger when they return? The Constellation's secretive plotter agrees with your reasoning and nods. They already said it before, they'll get coins if they kill me. Like, they knew you get coins for killing people. The Constellation prisoner of the golden headband is bursting with excitement. They had tricked the weak into going outside and took turns boosting their stats. In-ho desperately denies it. Only 7 minutes remain. The victims approach In-ho while his group steps forward to defend him. If you have any pride left, face them yourselves. Take back what they stole with your own hands. The Constellations of the Absolute Good Alignment see Cheon In-ho as evil. That's just how things are in this world. With everyone in agreement, they charge forward to take back what's theirs. Not just the adults, but the children too must fight for the coins. Dokja has already ruined his plans. Hee-won had said it before. She would take care of this one. The requirement for the evolution of the crouching figure attribute has been met. Hee-won-young's attribute is evolving. The attribute of Hee-won-young has evolved into the heroic grade Judge of Destruction. It's the most powerful of the 3 judge attributes. You've contributed greatly to the evolution of the crouching figure attribute. She asks Dokja to step aside. They are hers, and she won't hesitate to fight for him. She takes a breath before starting and releases an aura. It's red, and Hee-won has activated the skill Hour of Judgment. The Constellations of the Absolute Good Alignment approve the use of the skill. The weakest are leading the charge against the group. Inho wonders where the rest of his group is. It's impressive. She's taking down everyone all by herself. Only one remains, and that's Inho. Before dying at Hwon's hands, he looks at his companions. She looks at Doksha before finishing it, and he nods. Doksha wonders why the constellations in the channel are in such a state of intense ecstasy. Soon the survival fee will be collected. It's hard to believe that just a moment ago, they were sharing food and joking around. Jilyoung has achieved his goal, saving those he could along the way. All of this is draining her. It would be too much for anyone. Get up, the event is just beginning. Right, this is only the start. She can't break down now. Dawn has arrived. Everything inside the station remains just as they left it. Doksha's group sets off on their own to complete the event. After last night's incident, many survivors left Gyumho. Only about 5 people remained, not counting our group. They'll surely manage, since they had the strength to survive last night. Hwon asked if she could join us. Hwon Young, the Judge of Destruction, is our new companion. And Han Myungo disappeared without a trace. It's time to leave Gyumho and head for our next destination. He received 1,500 coins from Hwon Young. She considers it his share. She'd feel bad keeping them all, and she already gave the others their part. After all, she was the one who earned the most coins last night. If Dokya were her, he wouldn't have done it, but she isn't him. The constellation Demonic Judge of Fire is delighted with your camaraderie. I wouldn't have done it because I'm the one with the most coins. Gilyoung gave me my share of the coins he was given this morning. A lot of coins were rewarded for last night's battle. Give them to me? I was hoping you'd forget. Total coins, 23,050. Thanks to the earnings, I was able to increase my stats. I spent 4,400 coins in total. I also increased my mana to keep using the White Star Aura. I can increase my earnings if I attract more constellations and level up by Hung's channel. The next destination will be ideal for that. Second main scenario activated. Main scenario number 2. The meeting. Category, main. Difficulty, clear conditions. Pass through the tunnel and meet the other survivors at the next safe zone. Time limit, none. Reward, 500 coins. Penalty for failure, unknown. The next event is at. The next safe zone is Chungmuro. There are too many monsters underground. Hwon thought it would be easier, since it was only 3 stations from Juomho. As expected, the tunnel was crawling with ground rats. We've been fighting them since we left, so everyone must be exhausted. Dongguk University, we'll rest here for a moment. Looking around, Dokya notes that people must have left in a hurry. He thinks about looking for useful items while Hyein-sung suggests resting since they only have 1 station left. We don't know if we'll be able to rest once we arrive. Yaksu, the station we just left, was full of ground rats and corpses. Judging by their wounds, it's obvious they didn't die fighting normal rats. It was most likely Jongyuk. We know all too well that monsters aren't the only threat in this world. Hyein-sung goes to scout the area to see if he can find anything useful. It's very convenient having someone from the military with us. Sang-ah asks Hwon to go with her. Dokya understands where they're going, and he'll be fine. But the others really need to use the restroom. Minutes later, as they come out of the bathroom, Hwon notices that Doksha is gone. Hyein-sung and Gilyoung are waiting for him. He said he was going to take a look outside. Did he forget that the air out there is poisonous? You're currently exposed to the poisonous fog. It wasn't just because the others were tired that I suggested stopping at the university, Doksha. Based on what I've read, it should be straight ahead from exit 6. There it is, the statue of the great monk Samyong. The reason Doksha said he was going out was because a constellation in a robe is eager to see your next move. He said he would go on a pilgrimage. A constellation in a robe is delighted by your actions. You have been gifted 100 coins. Wait, what? What does he think he's doing? A constellation in a robe is shocked by your actions. Are you crazy? Do you have any idea what you just did? You're ignoring me. What you did is serious. You destroyed a constellation statue. Do you want to ruin my channel? Shut up. Statues contain the sealed power of the constellation they represent. When the seal is broken, you can obtain skills or items belonging to that constellation. I need the Great Monk's skill to enter Chungmuro. I used a shortcut mentioned in Ways of Survival, because breaking the seal normally takes too long. What will you do if the Bald General of Justice speaks ill of my channel? How can you call him that? He's a national hero, and you're the one lecturing me? A constellation in a robe is offended by your atrocious act. The constellation prisoner of the golden headband is chuckling. Dokya has returned to the group, and Hyein-sung asks how it went out there. I brought you guys something. What he got from destroying the statue is a very powerful relic that belonged to someone very important. Robe of the Great Monk Samyong, Grade B. It increases justice and willpower. Hwon has no idea who this great monk is. A constellation in a robe is shocked by Incarnation. Hwon Young's words. The knowledgeable Sang-ah learned about him while studying Korean history. Rosary of the Great Monk, Samyong Grade B. It increases mana recovery. He was a monk from the Joseon dynasty who defended Korea during the Japanese invasion. A constellation in a robe is moved by Sang-ah's knowledge. To everyone's surprise, these items carry the power of the great monk. I offered a prayer in front of his statue out of curiosity, and these items fell from the sky. Some constellations are amazed by your nerve. I think the great monk Samyong sent us these items for the future of our country, just as he protected it during the Japanese invasion. Maybe he sent these relics to protect us now. Come on, take the bait. It's as if Korea is suffering through an invasion right now, isn't it? A constellation in a robe is moved by your words. The others believe it, but Hee-won is skeptical, satisfied. A constellation in a robe has revealed his modifier. The constellation Bald General of Justice forgives your sin. The power and wealth of constellations depend on their fame. It was a reckless act, but no constellation would pass up a chance to have their name praised. The Bald General of Justice enjoys the flattery and has gifted you 100 coins. They will soon reach their destination. Thanks to Gilyoung's diverse communication skill, they avoided encountering any ground rats. Don't lower your guard yet. We have about a kilometer left to reach Chungmuro. It's going to appear soon. A sub-scenario notification appears. Everyone get back. Sub-scenario. Phantom Prison. Category. Sub. Difficulty D2F. Victory conditions. Escape the Phantom Prison within the time limit. Time limit. 1 hour. Reward. 300 coins. Penalty for failure. Undefined. The sub-scenario Phantom Prison has begun. Someone calls out Dokja's name. It's a voice he's known since he was a child. The voice asks him to say he didn't see anything that happened. Skill. Fourth wall activated. I see what's going on here. You are now immune to the effects of the Phantom Prison thanks to your skill. The Phantom Prison is an area that shows you your traumas to drive you mad. Even Jungyuk would have had a hard time here. It's the most dangerous obstacle a regressor can face. Everyone calm down and take a deep breath. The constellation's secretive plotter is impressed by your mental fortitude. You've been gifted 100 coins. A curious constellation is sad they couldn't get a glimpse into your past. Each of them is reliving their traumas. Hyun-sung Lee is back in his time in the military. Hee-won Young is facing those who attacked her, and Gil-young is back when he lost his mother. Only one of them wasn't affected. It's Sang-ah. Something is glowing on her. The rosary of the great monk Samyong. It seems its power protected her. Cover me for a moment while I destroy this area. That's right, I destroyed the statue of the great monk to get this skill, so we could complete this sub-scenario. Alright, here I go. Personal skill, Dispel Evil level 1, activated. The skill dismantles the Phantom Prison. Hyun-sung repeats the oath he once made. He is a soldier. His duty is to faithfully serve the nation and his fellow soldiers. Jil-young is in a similar state. Everyone needs to keep themselves under control. Finally, Hee-won. Her eyes are red. That's from the Demon Slayer skill. That's why I gave her the robe of the great monk Samyong. But I guess it was no use. Sang-ah, please look after Hee-won for me. You have received 300 coins. Don't let your guard down. It's not over yet. The Grade 8 Ghost Species Spectre isn't finished. Lee is having a nightmare that he wakes up from abruptly. He has escaped the illusion he was trapped in. He's disoriented and has several questions. A Spectre Spirit Stone can be obtained from the remains of a Spectre. We ran into some monsters that created an illusionary prison, but we defeated them all, so we'll be fine. Dokya did almost everything, but Sangha helped too. The attacks were mostly psychic, so it wasn't that difficult. He saved them all. Hyun-sung thanks him once again. Giljong gets up with difficulty. He has a severe headache. This happened because he relived his past traumas. Perhaps Giljong was the one who had the most traumatic experience. Scared, the boy hugs Dokya tightly. It seems they've almost arrived. The light from the next station is visible. The group isn't ready to fight right now. Will it be okay to move forward? As they were preparing to head out, someone appeared and asked who they were, claiming this was their group's hunting territory. Sangha and Doksha already know who the girl is. She's the sole survivor of Daepong Girls High School. Ji-hai Lee. Seeing the spirit stones, she deduces they came here after defeating the specters. I also knew who she was because she's a main character in the novel. Character profile, Ji-hai Lee. 17 years old, supporting constellation, god of naval warfare. Personal attribute, scarred sword demon. General evaluation. She became a scarred sword demon after killing her best friend. Her supporting constellation feels affection for you and your group. Starter pack in use, god of naval warfare. Her constellation is the same as in the novel. The constellation Bald General of Justice is moved to reunite with an old friend. Ji-hai Lee's constellation happily greets the Bald General of Justice. Naval Commander, Ji-hai Lee. Daepong Girls High School, 2nd year, Class B. It was for her that John Hyak came running to Chungmuro. She's an essential character for the upcoming naval battle. She asks them to come with her. Not entirely sure about this. Doksha decides to do as she says. Main scenario number 2. The meeting has ended. Rewards will be calculated. You have entered Chungmuro. It's a somewhat terrifying place. Channel Gear 8761 and Channel Veer 3642 are live. There are many Dokebi channels because this event is getting bigger and bigger. The third main scenario is active right now. They call Ji-hai Lee a samurai. If they knew who her supporting constellation was, they'd regret saying that. That man has been drinking. They assume the group with her are college students and that they have plenty of coins. They offer the lady a cheap room. Dokya's group still doesn't know how things work here. They'll stop messing with him for now. They have to head up. At some point, they'll learn what people do to survive. Ji-hai Lee threatens them. After this, she considers that she's helped them enough. She doesn't want to have to look after them. It's so hard for her to be a little kind. Right. Jun Hyuk is also here, isn't he? She's surprised that he knows that name. It seems Jun Hyuk has already done something to her, but I understand his motives. It's hard to find a constellation on the level of the god of naval warfare. I'm Jun Hyuk's companion who returned alive. Of course she doesn't believe him, but if he says those words, Jun Hyuk will know who he is. Ji-hai Lee refers to Jun Hyuk as master. He isn't here right now. That's a shame. I have a message for him. After hearing this, she makes a decision. She puts someone nearby in charge of watching them while she goes to look for her master. She also tells the boy that they are friends of her master. Apparently, this boy admires him too. We're very close friends. While they wait for her to return, he explains to Dokja's group how Jun Hyuk became the leader of their group. The story was boring, so he only half listened. So Jun Hyuk appeared about 3 days ago and saved you and Ji-hai from a pack of monsters. That's the summary, right? This boy doesn't know that Jun Hyuk didn't save him because he's good, but because he just happened to be with Ji-hai at that moment. Hyun-sung asked for information on how to get food in this place. It's embarrassing for them to admit, but many here depend on Ji-hai Lee. She provides everything. She hunts monsters and then asks Jun Hyuk to cook. Regarding drinking water, they trade with the Landlord Alliance using coins and food. This is getting interesting. The guys recognize the boy. They assume he's looking for a room, but they're only here to use the bathroom upstairs. I know the Chungmuro Landlord Alliance very well from reading the novel. The leader who controls all of Chungmuro must be one of the 10 evils. They've been hearing about rooms for a while now. It's about the landlords. The rooms are basically that. There are a couple of people fighting near this one. According to the scenario, they're called green zones here. They call them rooms. They'll soon find out more about them. There are other groups that control rooms, but the Landlord Alliance controls most of the zones on the first underground levels. Jun Hyuk didn't do anything about it. He told everyone to fend for themselves. Typical. I'm sure Jun Hyuk didn't ask them to follow him. He must have attracted them with his massive power. Jun Hyuk is deviating from his original path. This third round is a bit different. I must find out what changed in this round. There are people gathered there, and the bathroom is just a bit further ahead. The crowd is begging someone named Pildu to let them stay one more night. Those guarding the room simply order them to back off. I suspect the 10 evils might be here too, but they all look so similar that it's hard to spot them. Jilyoung? Wait, he really needs to go to the bathroom. Jilyoung has touched the room. Incarnation Jilyoung Lee has entered private property. The thugs approach him, while everyone else backs away in a panic. One of the thugs explains that this used to be a bathroom, but it's not just that anymore. He asks about Jilyoung's parents. Didn't they ever tell him not to trespass on other people's property? Since he clearly has no idea, he's going to teach him a valuable lesson. The Stigma Arm Zone Level 3 of the character Pildu Gong has been activated. Pildu Gong demands a payment of 500 coins for the transgression. All turrets in the area will open fire if his request isn't met. The boy must hand over the coins. The other adults are worried about the child. Sangha, watch over Hee-won for me. As Doksha approaches, the thug assumes he is the boy's guardian. So, he'll pay the 500 coins instead. That much just for stepping on his plot. Ji-hai has found her master. Yu Jongyuk has left the scum behind. The 10 evils appear in different chapters with different ranks depending on the round Yu Jongyuk is in. They are the main villains of TWSA. And Pildu Gong, known as the Armed Fortress Master of Chungmuro, is one of the 10 evils. Green Zone 56 of 70. This room is larger than the others, just as expected. This whole area must be Pildu Gong's green zone. The station was a public place until 8 days ago, but not anymore. Dokja pretends he's going to pay, but only to him in person. He isn't Pildu Gong. These are landlords who used to own much of Chungmuro, but now they're just his lackeys from the Landlord Alliance. Dokja shouts his name without the slightest worry. Come get my coins, you said I entered private property. Even with a weapon pointed at him, he keeps calling out. Until finally someone responds. If he takes one more step, he's a dead man. He's never seen him around here before. He recognizes Dokja's courage. That must be Pildu Gong, the Armed Fortress Master. Don't you think it's unfair that I have to pay just to see you? Pildu Gong is starting to take an interest in you. He's just an arrogant know-it-all. Pildu Gong, 48 years old, supporting Constellation, Armed Fortress Master, leader of the Chungmuro Landlord Alliance. His private property skill and arm zone stigma are optimized for fighting large numbers of enemies. It's highly recommended not to make an enemy of this character. Starter pack in use, growth pack in use. He already has 2 personal attributes, and his mana is level 19. I expected nothing less from someone who will eventually become one of the 10 evils. He's quite intelligent. Should I make a deal? Or tear him to pieces right now? Pildu warns him not to get any funny ideas. It's not just Pildu, he's surrounded by the people working for him. He can't put the others at risk. Calm down, what could a tenant want from a landlord? I want a room, please. Let us stay in your green zone. However, Pildu charges 500 coins to anyone who isn't part of the Landlord Alliance. Dokja says he doesn't have that money, but he offers information about Yu Jongyuk. The others see Dokja as a suspicious guy. The other guy caused a lot of trouble a while ago. In the original story, Jongyuk Yu should be at war with the Landlord Alliance right now. What on earth is he up to? Being cautious, Pildu asks how he knows him. He's my companion. We've been through all sorts of hardships together. He's not with me right now, but what matters is that he's a close friend. Whether he decides to believe him or not, he has nothing to lose, Dokja says. But Pildu doesn't see it that way. He activates his level 2 profit calculation skill. Pildu doesn't know him, so he could be a scammer. He's not someone to underestimate. In his experience, people like Dokya always run off without paying rent. That sounds a bit too specific. Well, if you say so, your loss. I should get going now. Pildu takes the bait and asks him to wait. Now Dokya has the upper hand, or so he thought. Pildu demands a payment of 1,000 coins for him and the boy. Not even the Dokhabis robbed him like this. It's expensive, but Pildu had already warned him. If he can't pay, Sangha can't help. While she looks after Hwon, Hyunseong sends Gilyoung to the crowd. He came to protect him using his new shield. He won't be able to hold out much longer. Hwon is still unconscious. Someone could end up dead if a battle breaks out. Now, continuing this battle won't benefit us. Mr. Gong, I don't think it's a good idea for you to face us. If you do, you'll die sitting right there. Ji-hai Lee brought him, just as she said. She brought him to see the man claiming to be his friend. If we're not going to gain anything, I'll make sure they lose something. Jong-yuk-yu looks toward the commotion. Jong-yuk-yu got nervous. Hey Jong-yuk, I never thought I'd be so happy to see your face. Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint Level 2 activated. He's petrified, and Ji-hai can't believe it. How are you? You look great. How did he? These people don't believe we're friends. Could you explain it to them? I know Jung-yuk well. He kills people like insects, but he always keeps his promises, especially with so many constellations watching. Some constellations are eagerly awaiting Jung-yuk-yu's response. The constellation demon-like Judge of Fire is watching to see if Incarnation Jung-yuk-yu keeps his word. Just as he was about to say something, Dokya interrupts him. And I'd appreciate it if you'd ask them to let us use the bathroom. He's going to kill him. Wow. I'm lucky my companion is so cool, right? Good to see you. He was taken by surprise that he managed to survive. In short, he never recognized me as his companion. Instead, his response was to silently point his sword at Gong Pildu. It seemed Pildu didn't want any blood spilled, so he let us go. Companion? Yeah, right. I'd love to break his jaw right now. Character profile skill activated. Converting character profile to character summary. Activating full version. I didn't notice it when I read the novel. Opening the full profile of Jong-yuk-yu character summary. Now I see how extraordinary he is. I think he's even stronger now than in the third round of the novel. That indicates he's taking more risks. What is he planning? This is only his third round. He has no questions for Jong-yuk-yu. He just stared at his ugly face. He's as determined as I remember. Determined to be an insufferable emo, but he's starting to annoy me. I should kill him. Just kidding. Turn that frown into a smile, friend. The constellation Prisoner of the Golden Headband is disappointed in you. Everything is much quieter now. Hwon woke up after resting for a bit, and Jong-yuk sees how he got new companions. Jong-yuk is a bit disappointed in you. What? Why Jong-yuk-yu activated Sage's Eye level 8. I left Hyunseong with him, but now he's very weak. How disappointing. Lee Hyunseong would be stronger if he had gone with Jong-hyuk-yu. But what did I expect? I'm just an ordinary reader lucky enough to know the future. What's that? How did he do it? Huh? Who is he looking at? They're all together, so it's hard to tell. Is he looking at Hwon? I want to ask, but he'd realize I'm reading his mind. Though it's Hwon who ends up asking the question. I should kill her. Again with that, I wanted to ask you something. Why don't you mess with Gong Pildu? Prophets don't know everything. Jong-hyuk-yu activated lie detection. He's so meticulous. He concludes that Doksha's future vision skill must not be high enough level. He says he needs Gong Pildu alive for the next event. However, he only needs him, not his whole gang. If he really prefers to keep things simple, why let him do whatever he wants? How annoying. He's too busy to deal with it. If the people of Chungmuro die, it's not his problem. Can I punch you? Jung-yuk-yu activated the skill, Way of the Wind level 5. If he thinks he has the guts, he can try. You damn bastard. Ji-hai Lee follows her next target. 1 hour and 30 minutes until the third event begins. The third event will last exactly 1 week. Yu Jung-yuk will likely use that time to get what he wants. The constellation Bald General of Justice is outraged by the people's suffering and calls for a popular revolution. I can't let him get away with it. I just can't. The constellation Prisoner of the Golden Headband wonders what you're thinking. Damn that Yu Jung-yuk. The constellation Prisoner of the Golden Headband is satisfied. You've been gifted 100 coins. Jil-young teases Dokya, saying he felt scared while talking to that guy. Ha, please. What worries me most is what to do about Gong Pildu and his gang. The truth is, he's a bigger problem than Yu Jung-yuk right now. They take over public spaces to charge people. To complete the third event, we need Gong Pildu's help. But if he won't help, Jil-young thinks they should just go after him and end this. She's convinced they can take him if they join forces, just like they did at Gyumho Station. Hwon has activated the skill Hour of Judgment. The constellations of the Absolute Good Alignment remain silent at Hwon's request. The skill has been cancelled. Hour of Judgment, a personal skill belonging to the Judge of Destruction, is a ridiculously powerful buff. But the catch is, it only works when the target is evil. Gong Pildu is only evil from our point of view. The moral standards that govern humans are different from those of the constellations. Justice is almost always just an agreement made by the majority. But maybe there's a way. It won't be easy. But there might be a way to defeat him. We have to get Gong Pildu out of his arm zone. His stigma, arm zone, is a great defensive skill, but it only works in specific areas he designates. His turrets will be useless if he leaves his area of effect, but getting him to leave won't be easy. He has blankets, food, and even a portable toilet. He doesn't need to move at all. So, what's so special about that place? It's the largest room in Shungmuro, 1 hour until the third event starts. Someone is behind him threatening anyone who approaches. For now, they'll look for a room and then deal with Pildu. Well anyway, let's start the third day of the main event. I see some new faces today. Are you excited? Main scenario number 3. Green Zone. Day 3. Category Main. Difficulty C. Victory conditions. Occupy a green zone in the station and survive the monsters that appear every midnight. This event lasts 7 days. Duration, 8 hours. Reward, 1,000 coins. Penalty for failure, unknown, 1 hour until the event begins. The rules are simple. Occupy a green zone before everyone else. Of course, you can also steal someone else's green zone. Hurry up. If you don't find a green zone before midnight, you'll be in trouble. Well, good luck. Motivated by what the Dakebi said, some people start fighting for a green zone. Their lives depend on it. Sanga wonders if they'll have to fight like that too. It won't be necessary. They just need to find a room big enough for everyone. There are green zones of all sizes. Some are for just one person, while others, like the one Gong Pildu occupies, can hold nearly 70. They need to split up and look for a room. Hyun-sung and Sanga can form a team, and Hee-won and Gil-young can go together. Dokja will go alone. If no one finds a room 20 minutes before the event starts, they'll meet back at the same spot. It's likely they won't. Just as he feared, they didn't find any rooms. They only have one option left. Dokja asks if they're capable of taking innocent lives to save themselves. 30 minutes until the third event begins. Hey, what do you think you're doing? The constellation prisoner of the golden headband wonders what he's up to. On second thought, Dokja decides it's better if Jil-young and the constellations don't know he's a reader of TWSA. What are you doing? Why are you staring at a blank screen? You're boring the constellations. Blank? Are you talking about the screen? If you're just meditating or something, you'll die if you just sit there. What on earth did I see in you? The constellations and the Dokibus with the highest administrative power can't see anything on his screen. If they could, they would have mentioned it long ago. How powerful is the author who sent him this? Green Zone 1 of 1. The boy who claimed the green zone threatens him, warning him not to take another step. He can relax. Dokja makes it clear he has no intention of stealing the spot. Jihyai appears from behind, surprised that Dokja is so calm. But he's not the only one. She looks very relaxed too. That's because no one dares to approach her room. Everyone knows exactly what would happen if they did. She says she wouldn't want Dokja to die. She was impressed by how he stood up to her master. There's no need to worry. Dokja assures her he won't die, and that finding a room isn't the only way to survive the night. Seeing how he acts, Jihyai Lee wonders if he's as strong as her master. Yu Jung-yuk comes to take Jihyai back to their room. Before leaving, she asks Dokja if he's going to fight the monsters. If he does, he and his companions will die. That remains to be seen. Hee-won's complaints can be heard as she approaches. They're charging 2,000 coins per night. They lament not being able to find a room. The boy, nervous that they'll take his spot, listens to their conversation. Ignoring him, Dokja says he hasn't found a room either. Now they have two options. The others are surprised there are that many. The first option, where everyone survives, is the easiest. People usually choose the second option. This second option is difficult, and someone in the group might even die. They agree that if there's a chance for everyone to survive, they'll go with the first option. Before that, Sanga wants to hear what the options are. The first one is, right there. Green Zone, 5 out of 5. The room they're in can hold up to 5 people, but their stats aren't very high. A few of us would be enough to... Dokja is interrupted. He couldn't be saying. Yes, the first option is to kill them and take their room. Jil-young agrees if Dokja does. He's not afraid and is willing to do it. They had already considered it, as the people there probably took it from someone else anyway. She's sure that if they keep going like this, they won't be able to complete future events. She reminds Dokja that he killed someone at Gomo Station. He did it of his own free will and doesn't regret it. But just because he did it doesn't mean he enjoys it. He doesn't want to become a monster. After this statement, they fall silent until Hyun-sung says he wants to hear the second option. Dokja feels a bit relieved to have companions like them. They'll go with the second option then. Dokja's answer relieves Hee-won. She thought he was testing them, but that wasn't his intention. He would have respected their choice no matter what they chose. Now that everyone has picked the second option, they'll have to do exactly what he says. They must trust Dokja no matter how ridiculous it sounds. If they don't listen, they'll all die. 5 minutes until the third event starts. The monsters will likely come from there. They'll pass through the station and head toward the surface. They can't fight them here. If they do, they'll die. They must separate for the plan to work. Hyun-sung, Sanga, and Hee-won. Third main event activated. They must fully trust Dokja. When the monsters appear, he wants them to run toward them. A few moments ago, Dokja told them to go toward the monsters instead of the university. They must start running after they appear and look at the left wall just before reaching them. Sanga does what Dokja told them. A green zone appeared on that side. Someone has activated the secret zone of Chungmuro Station. The secret zone, Refuge of the Brave, has been activated. Hyun-sung has been left behind. Sanga brought him into the zone using her skill. There are some hidden green zones in the third event. They made it. Now only Dokja is left. They appear on certain surfaces in each round and are only visible once the event is activated. To think there are green zones hidden in the walls. Well, we humans were the ones who assumed green zones were only rooms. There are only 2 hidden green zones on line 3. The second one should be further ahead. The boy from earlier. Honestly, Doksha would like to steal that room over there. Things just got interesting. Is the penalty active? The event penalty has been activated. The partial green zones have been deactivated. The boy was too weak to defend himself. It's hard to survive an attack like this, even for a day. Jongyuk is a monster. Doksha wonders if he could achieve the same if he invested all his coins into stats. Gil-young suggests Doksha abandon him. What is he saying? Gil-young doesn't understand. Why does Doksha go out of his way to help the group? If he were alone, he'd be much better off. To be honest, even Doksha doesn't know the answer. But there's one thing he's sure of. Yes, Gil-young is right. It would be easier if he did everything alone and kept all the rewards. But he read a novel where everything went to hell because the protagonist did that. Without a doubt, he's not the protagonist. He'll never be a hero or a savior. But he's not gonna let Gil-young die. At least not today. Hold on tight. Character list with bookmark. Delusional Demon, Steel Blade, Insider. Activating bookmark. Number 1. There. It's almost ready. Green zone. 1 of 2. Young Hee-won is occupying the zone. Damn it. Hey, could you move? He can survive without a room. But Young Hee-won says she's tired. How does she know about this zone? This is only her 3rd round. As far as Doksha remembers, the first time Young Hee-won uses a secret green zone is in her 4th round. They both look at Gil-young and ask the boy to enter the green zone. Green zone 2 of 2. Gil-young wants to go after him, but Young Hee-won stops him. The constellation Bald General of Justice closes his eyes. The constellation Demon-like Judge of Fire looks at you with pity. I told you that you would die. I won't die. The wild monsters are coming to devour him. Young Hee-won has noticed something strange. He just did. That thing he swallowed right before they attacked him is, you know what it was, right? Even if you did, you wouldn't be able to use it? The illusory prison has been activated. You have become a specter. A voice whispers the name of Doksha. He wakes up with a severe headache and notices someone nearby. It's a woman. The effects of the 4th wall have temporarily decreased due to increased immersion. No, not this memory. I must resist. Doksha, you're shivering. You look distressed. Some moments just aren't worth reliving. The spirit stone he got on the way to Chungmuro. When consumed, it temporarily turns you into a specter, making you invisible to monsters. But in exchange, it amplifies your deepest traumas. The 4th wall is powerful. He managed to survive thanks to that skill. If anyone else tried this, they would go insane. Now he must wait for the 4th wall's effects to be restored. A woman mentions Yu Jung-yuk's name. She asks if he is that man, but when Doksha turns around, he realizes she isn't. As the trauma resurfaces, no, I don't know her. A blonde foreigner? Could it be her? He can't identify her and asks who she is. Skill. Character profile activated. Anna Croft is using mental barrier level 6. Character profile has penetrated mental barrier level 6. There is too much information on this character, converting character profile into character summary. Anna Croft, legendary prophet, legendary savior. It's just as I feared. Why now of all times? She can enter people's consciousness without spatial limitations. A person from the US who can see the future and plans to build a new one through her visions. Anna Croft, the prophet. Doksha says he knows her because he is also a prophet. Anna Croft has activated lie detection level 7. It has confirmed that you are lying. I guess it doesn't work on a real prophet. Doksha thinks he knows what's happening. She must have detected his presence because the 4th wall's effects were reduced, assuming the skill does what he thinks. Well, what do I do? Honestly, I'm a little disappointed. Doksha asks her if she really doesn't know who he is. She must have received the golden girdle core he sent. She used the core's power to implant the Archdaemon's eye. That's when she realizes Doksha was the one who requested broken faith. With the Archdaemon's eye, she was lucky enough to receive a gift worth 1,000,000 coins. She wants to know his name as the 4th wall's effects slowly begin to restore. She wonders why she can't see anything about him. Doksha assures her they will meet again and tells her to wait until then. The 4th wall's effects are fully restored. He's not just acting tough. Now, you're immune to the effects of the illusory prison thanks to your skill. Damn, this took a long time. I was in a tight spot when I ran into Anna Croft. This isn't good. How much time has passed? I wonder if the 3rd event is still going on and if I'm still surrounded by ground rats. Young Hee-won. What if she killed Jil-young? If she did, they're calling him. They're shouting his name. Personal skill. Dismiss evil level 1 activated. He's awake. Everyone was very worried. They tell him that the event is over. They made it. Looking closely, it doesn't seem like many people made it. They shouldn't celebrate yet. They only survived 1 day. He tries to get up, but it's a bit difficult. The event ended not long ago. Only 30 minutes have passed. Where is Gil-young? Doksha asks. Because, he can hear some words, but he can't make out the conversation. Damn, I can't hear what they're saying. Like when one of us caught him by surprise earlier. Jil-young, are you sure you don't want to go with him? He knows he'd get stronger faster if he went with him, but he still won't go. Skill. Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint level 2 activated. Lucky bastard, I'll have to keep him alive for a bit longer. I should say something, but I don't have the strength. Jil-young notices that Doksha has woken up. There's no time to lose. I need to come up with a plan for tonight. A plan? What plan? If not, I need to think. But I'm so tired. Jil-young wants to stay with him, but it's better to let him sleep. The 3rd day is over. Hey, when are you going to wake up? He's finally awake. Hyun-sung's lap must be quite comfortable. He's still asleep, dreaming about the army. Hearing him mumble made Dokya dream about the same thing. You're finally awake. Take this. The constellation demonic-like judge of fire pities your trauma. The abyssal black flame dragon shows interest in your past. The secretive plotter wants to know more about your mother. The constellations have gifted you 1,800 coins. It looks like those bastards spied on my past. You survived a night in Chungmuro without a green zone. You've become the second player in Chungmuro to unlock the Eternal Dawn achievement. You received 1,000 coins for your achievement. 22,650. Good, I have enough coins now. They won't be able to do that again. Unfortunately, TWSA didn't have info on the hidden green zones for the 4th day. Today, they'll put an end to the 3rd event. But first, they will deal with the landlord. Dokya wakes up. Hyun-sung fell asleep. Hyun-sung hopes Dokya rested well. Dokya mentions that Hyun-sung was talking in his sleep, reporting for duty and things like that. It's trauma from his early years in the army. He only became an officer because he was promoted near the end of his mandatory service. TWSA doesn't mention anything about Hyun-sung's military service, but it definitely wasn't easy for him. Dokya says he's glad Hyun-sung is on their side. He says he feels more at ease with someone like him leading the way. He feels protected. After giving him that compliment, Dokya goes over to the others. If they just saw that, they'll do the same. It's to help Hyun-sung. He's been looking a bit down lately, so maybe he'll feel better if they cheer him up. According to TWSA, Hyun-sung's attribute should have evolved while defending everyone from Cheol-su's gang at Gyumho Station. But it was Hee-won who evolved instead. I need to prepare. Jung Hee-won seems to be up to something. And I also have to deal with Gong Pildu. I need Hyun-sung's attribute to evolve. They'll take a positive reinforcement approach. Lee Hyun-sung is starting to feel responsible. Sangha is motivated. She wants Hyun-sung to get back to his old self. Meanwhile, Hee-won tries to guess if Dokya's sponsor is the Divine One Eye. It's nothing like that. It's just a skill. You could say it helps me understand people better anyway. Dokya asks them to take care of Hyun-sung like he asked. They just need to take turns cheering him up. It's time for Dokya's interval event. The first contestant is Jung Hee-won. She mentions how tenacious he is, saying he reminds her of a wine. It turns out his favorite song was Green Wine, and Hyun-sung is happy, but she never actually asked him about that. Lee Hyun-sung got a bit depressed. A total failure. The second contestant is Yu Sangha. She says she's never met anyone as righteous as him. However, he doesn't see himself that way. Lee Hyun-sung starts reflecting on what justice really is. Anyway, he thanks her for her words. This can be counted as a win. The third contestant is Lee Jil-young. He thinks his muscles are incredible. Lee Hyun-sung's self-esteem went up. It's so simple, but thanks to that, everything will go according to plan. This should be enough for Hyun-sung. Now he just needs an opportunity for his attribute to evolve. Jil-young did a good job. Dokya asks if he found out what he asked for. He did, regarding her. She's currently on the first basement level. And now, let's go talent scouting. The usual thugs show up to cause trouble. They heard he survived without a green zone and assume Hee-won helped him. They say it must be hard being that guy's lackey. The thugs offer Dokya a chance to join their group. There are 11 of them in total. Dokya listens to them and tells them to let Pildu know he'll think about it. It seems the number of available rooms has decreased significantly. He might actually make it, he said, the first basement level. And Hee-won feels a bit disappointed. When she got behind me, I didn't feel her at all. She used the ghost walk skill to sneak up on me. She heard what I told those men. She already knows what will happen if I make a deal with them. She doesn't understand why I didn't just finish them all off that night. First of all, put your weapon down. Dokya came to talk to her, so she will listen. What is it that he wants? What are you doing standing there? Dokya asks. She explains that her master tasked her with guarding this place, and she can't let anyone pass. Not even Dokya. Is this what Junyo Yu was planning? It seems he'll have to speed things up. Dokya came because he needs Gigieli's help. Today, he's going to deal with Pildo and his thugs. She didn't expect that. Your level of understanding of Gigieli has increased. Back at the station in Chungmuro, Jiwon wonders if Gigieli will really be of any help. She thinks the girl has quite the personality, but she didn't seem that ruthless. Dokya explained his plan to Gigieli. It can only be accomplished with her help. If she doesn't help, most of the people here will die, which is something Gigieli believes will happen sooner or later anyway. Dokya saw the broadcast of Gigieli's first event. He saw her strangle her own teammate. He's sure she didn't want that to happen. He knows nothing, of course. He's just saying whatever came to mind. But if he doesn't help him today, he'll regret it for the rest of his life. He guarantees it. It's time. Tonight might be even more dangerous than the last. Dokya asks them if they're ready. They'll proceed as planned then. Main event number 3, day 4. 5 hours until the third event starts. They're starting a race against time, so they have to be fast. They must act before the Landlord Alliance notices. Hee-won and Sangha will take Gil-young to platform 4. Those who secured a green zone see them arriving. They feel sorry for what they're about to do. Meanwhile, Hyun-sung and Dokya head up some stairs. He doesn't feel sure about this. The others are counting on him for this to work. He's worried and doesn't know if he can do it. When Dokya tells him he trusts him, he feels better. It's the first time people have depended on him. No one ever trusted him in the army. Dokya hadn't read about this in TWSA. He wants Hyun-sung to tell him more about himself when this is all over. Hyun-sung has a strange feeling when talking to Dokya. It's like he's known him for a long time. Hyun-sung Lee begins to open up to you. Your level of understanding of Hyun-Sung Lee has increased significantly. What he just said sounded a bit strange. He doesn't quite know how to explain it. The guys who offered him to join them are nearby. There are only 2 of them, and they didn't bring the women with them. They sarcastically say the woman refused to sell them her room. Hyun-Sung is furious. He demands they let her go. To them, he's nobody to be giving orders. Hyun-Sung Lee wants to seek justice on his own. Hyun-Sung Lee's attribute is about to evolve. I need to increase my stats with the least investment possible, as I'll need the coins for something else. You've spent 1,200 coins on stamina. Your stamina level has increased. Your strength level has increased. A sudden sound keeps them on alert. Now, Dokya and Hyun-Sung take the chance to move forward. One of Pildu's men sees them arriving. They come running toward the green zone. Hyun-Sung Lee has activated the stigma. Mountain push level 1. You stepped onto private property. Character Gong Pildu's stigma. Armed zone level 4 has been activated. Entering so recklessly has its risks. Hyun-Sung throws his shield. Your stamina has reached level 20 due to the effects of unbreakable faith. Your strengthened body protects you like armor. An illegal occupant has arrived, and apparently, he's not here to pay Pildu. The effects of Gong Pildu's private property skill have penalized your stats. He must have leveled up his skill. I decided to stop being an illegal occupant. Pildu then infers that he's coming for his property. Gong Pildu's turrets are charging with magic bullets, upgraded and about to fire. One of Pildu's companions shouts his name as several of them come running toward him. They wounded him with a longsword. They say it was the samurai brat, referring to Hee-won, and Dokja says it's time for Hyun-Sung to make them feel hell. Hyun-Sung Lee's attribute is evolving. This whole operation was to evolve Hyun-Sung Lee's attribute. This was one of Dokya's favorite scenes in TWSA, and seeing it with his own eyes is overwhelming. This is why Hyun-Sung Lee was one of the strongest supporting characters in TWSA. It was because no one could match Hyun-Sung Lee's power when he used this skill. A new stigma has been unlocked with the attribute evolution. Hyun-Sung Lee has activated the stigma. Great Mountain Smash level 1. The green zone has been destroyed. Gong Pildu's private property has been demolished. Hyun-Sung Lee remembers what Dokya said a moment ago, that he wanted to hear his story when this was over. Well, it's the same for him. He wants to get to know him better. A supporting character from a novel he read, he's interested in getting to know him. It feels a bit bizarre. Someone trapped in the rubble calls for help. Help! They both go to see who the man is. First of all, we have to put an end to this, says Dokya. This was the defeat of Pildu. Let's go back to a time when no one had private property. Hyun-Sung Lee and Dokya move forward through the disaster that shortly after finishing up there, they meet up with the others. They say they've destroyed all the rooms, a feat they didn't even know was possible. Dokya had asked Sangha, Hee-won, and Gilyoung to destroy the smaller green zones, except for the ones belonging to Pildu. Most of them were for 3 people at most. They did a great job. You maniac, what on earth do you think you're doing? There he is. All the Dokibus in Chungmuro are furious about what you did. Keep your voice down. I've already got enough headaches from the Constellation's messages. The Constellation Prisoner of the Golden Headband is delighted by your antics. The Constellation Bald General of Justice is amazed by your revolt. The Constellation Abyssal Black Flame Dragon loves the chaos you've caused. You've been gifted 300 coins. Did you forget? My channel isn't the only one in Chungmuro. Do you know what you've done? What channel is Pildu on? The video channel, BIR3642, was a Dakibi in charge of your channel before. And his audience, mostly fun seekers. Jihai also brings good news. He asked for her help with the green zones that hold 5 to 8 people. It would have been hard for Jilyoung to handle that area alone. She's definitely Yu Junyuk's disciple, or rather the incarnation of the Maritime Admiral. Now, everyone must be furious. The victims of Dokya's plan are coming for them. Consider yourself dead. A bounty hunt event has begun. Bounty hunt, murder, subcategory. Difficulty, C, victory conditions. The constellations of channel BIR3642 have requested the assassination of the incarnation Dokya Kim from Chungmuro Station. Time limit, 10 minutes. Reward, 2,000 coins. Penalty for failure, none. Jihi has done her part. She won't help him this time, but he doesn't need her help. If Hee-won went after Dokya, she'd get 2,000 coins. She'd consider it if it were 20,000. Hyun-Sung Lee is determined to protect Dokya. Hyun-Sung Lee, the man who regained his sense of justice. He can only use his previous skill 2 more times. Gilyoung is startled to see the others coming to claim those coins. But he can relax. Dokya assures him they won't fight. He doesn't remember which chapter, but he knows he read about this in TWSA. Yu Junyuk had gone mad from so many regressions and destroyed all the green zones upon arriving at Chungmuro. So now the conditions are identical. All the green zones in the station have been destroyed. The main event system has been overloaded. The difficulty of the current event will be adjusted based on the remaining time. The current event has been updated. Main scenario number 3, Emergency Defense. Difficulty, B-. Victory conditions, all green zones in the station have been destroyed, so all remaining monsters will appear at once. Survive the monster attack for the remaining time. Duration, 8 hours. Reward, 1,000 coins. Penalty for failure, death. Emergency defense has begun. The sudden appearance of the beasts catches the others off guard. Dokya orders the rest to head for the stairs while Hyun-Sung covers them. Dokya stops when he sees the others approaching from behind. They don't understand. They won't survive even if they pass through here. There are no rooms left in Chungmuro. There's only one way to survive. What they must do, of course, is fight. It was Doksha who put them in this situation by destroying all the rooms. They need to find an exit soon. Hyun-sung won't let them escape. He has destroyed the other stairs as well. Ji-hai Lee didn't know this was part of Doksha's plan. At this rate, they'll all die. She agreed to help to prevent that. Personal skill, bookmark activated character list for bookmark. Activating bookmark number 3. Activating insight level 2. Activation time, 5 minutes. Doksha yells at Pildu. Are you just going to stand there like an idiot? Don't you want to live? With his power, he could save them all. The third event isn't that difficult. If everyone leaves the rooms, the event will spawn monsters they can handle. This is partly true. If all of Chungmuro had united to fight, more people would have survived. The real trap of this event was the green zones. Faced with the pressure and the people's desperation, Pildu finally decides to do what Doksha proposed. His armed zone takes time to set up, so he asks them to hold out until then. Doksha gives instructions to Sangha. They brought him back before he died. Doksha asks if he's still after the bounty on his head. The bounty hunt event has expired. The reward for killing Doksha has been removed. That's a shame. It's too late now. The waiting time is over. Gong Pildu has activated the skill Private Property level 3. The Stigma Arm Zone level 4 of the character Gong Pildu has been activated. The range of his Stigma surprises Hyun-sung. It's clear he's using a lot of mana. However, his Stigma is very mana efficient, so he'll be fine for now. Now they can relax. With some free time, they can catch up on sleep. They're lucky to have Doksha. And those people, well, they weren't so lucky. He's exhausted. They just keep coming. Gong Pildu's Private Property skill has leveled up. Gong Pildu's Arm Zone skill has leveled up. Gong Pildu has acquired the Barrier skill. An hour has passed since the battle began. Gong Pildu leveled up quite a bit, which must have put his sponsor in a tough spot. The question is how much longer they can keep supporting him. Ji-hai Lee mocks Pildu's sour expression, even though she was just asking him for help a moment ago. And Ji-hyun listened to Doksha and fell asleep. Ji-hai Lee says Yoo Jong-hyuk is busy. Yeah, right, he's always busy thinking about himself. Doksha asks what time Yoo Jong-hyuk entered the dungeon, and Ji-hai Lee accidentally answers that it was 9 tut. Doksha shouldn't know that, only she and her master knew. It's already 8 p.m., so it's been 11 hours since he entered, but he hasn't come out yet. Damn, I guess I'll have to act. Behind, can you open the shop for a second? What? No way, I'm having a subscriber explosion. He's preparing for an expansion. Hee, look, my channel is finally open the shop right now if you don't want to lose all your subscribers. Just tell them you need a break for the channel expansion. Damn, but I don't want to. Take 5,000 coins, upgrade my membership to gold. You have spent 5,000 coins. Congratulations, you are now in the gold category of the Dokebi shop. Items appear in Dokya's hands. Sponsorship contract, price, 10,000 coins. Mana potion, 10 units. Price, 5,000 coins. You have spent 15,000 coins. What? Why did you buy that contract? Did you forget our agreement? You promised not to sign anything with any sponsor. What are you talking about? Why would I sign with a constellation? Dokya fills in his details on the contract sheet. Sangha can't read what's written on it. This is a contract that turns the employer into an employee. An hour and a half has passed since the event started. Pildu still has 6.5 hours to go. His sponsor was never very rich. The constellations on Pildu's channel are mostly thrill seekers. Most of them must have left the channel or stopped giving coins because the mission is so boring. The constellation can't spend too much, but they wouldn't just let their incarnation die. Gong Pildu's sponsor asks other constellations for help. The prisoner of the golden headband snorts at the request. Bingo, Doksha shouts again, speaking to someone. He asks if they plan to die here or sign a contract with him. It can't be Gong Pildu's sponsor because Doksha isn't a constellation. Yet he's offering to sponsor him. He isn't talking to Pildu, he needs to answer quickly. He'll give him all this if he signs the contract. Wait, Gong Pildu's sponsor has revealed their nickname. The Constellation Defense Master is perplexed by your proposal. Are you crazy? I've never seen anyone offer a sponsorship to a constellation. It's forbidden. It's a constellation. Do you think they'd make a contract with a mere human? You'd be surprised. He's out of coins. What? The Defense Master. This constellation's world was destroyed in a previous event, so the Defense Master stories were forgotten. Stories are just that, a recount of incidents or events in the star stream. They are a source of power. A constellation without stories doesn't get coins, and a constellation without coins can't sponsor new incarnations. When a constellation fails to tell its stories through an incarnation, it falls into oblivion and perishes. But the Defense Master isn't like the king of the small fries. He cares about his incarnations. The fact that Pildu is dying means he's out of coins. If they don't intervene, Pildu will die. What will be his fate, Defense Master? The Defense Master wants to know the terms of the contract. Seriously. The Defense Master begins to review the contract. The Defense Master asks for time to evaluate the contract. They're selling you out, Pildu. The Defense Master has added new clauses to the contract. He will sign the contract if you accept the new terms. The employer must respect the property rights of the employee and must guarantee Gong Pildu's right to live. The employer must help Pildu recover. Dokya already planned to put him to work, so he doesn't care. What matters most is Clause 3. The employer will have authority over Pildu's property from the moment the contract is signed. A maximum of 10 orders per day. Dokya accepts the conditions. The contract has been agreed upon. Pildu is at his limit, while the others rely on him to protect them. He will take it to keep fighting. Pildu won't forgive him for what he just did, and he'll get his revenge when he gets out of here. Shut up. Pildu, that's the first order Dokya gives him. You have been granted the authority to command under the contract. Now, get back to fighting. That's the second order. And don't mess with any of my friends. That's the third. Hey, Dokya, what's wrong? Was this what you were after from the start? Why? How? What did I get into? The secretive plotter is intrigued by your idea. The prisoner of the golden headband drops his staff in shock. The abyssal black flame dragon is offended by your insolence. Dokya has to go somewhere else for a while. Right now, there's a jerk looking for a rare object while people are dying here. He's going to find him and give him a beating. Yu Jongyuk had given in to the unbearable pain. That was the end of Yu Jongyuk's 8th regression. This is the fragment of the novel that Dokya is reading. It can't be. There's no way that happened. He's only on his 3rd regression, so why isn't he playing it safe? Hee-won came over to see what he was staring at so intently. She asks if that jerk he was talking about is worse than Pildu. He asked Hyeon-sung and Sangha to watch over Pildu. He'll stop the monsters there, so they'll be safe. Before leaving, he told them to throw him a potion every 40 minutes. After that, they just need to relax and watch him. More than Pildu, he's worried about someone else. Ji-hai Lee follows behind them, asking where they're going. Dokya says she can come along too. Yu Jongyuk is in danger. In Ways of Survival, he entered the Chungmiro hidden dungeon 8 times in total. He failed twice and succeeded 6 times. He failed to clear the dungeon in his 8th regression, but Yu Jongyuk is only on his 3rd regression right now. Dokya remembers that in the novel, he entered the dungeon through exit number 1. It's already been 11 hours since he went in. If my hunch is right, the regressor is on his way to his grave. Yu Jongyuk will die today. You have discovered a hidden dungeon. A new hidden scenario is here. Theater dungeon. Difficulty, a minus. Conditions, defeat the master of the theater dungeon. No time limit, you have entered the dungeon. Ji-hai Lee asks if Dokya is sure about what he's saying, that her master is in danger. How can he know, and why is he trying to save him? The secretive plotter is curious about why. It's no wonder Ji-hai and the constellations are questioning why Dokya is rushing to save someone who tries to kill him every chance he gets. The demon-like judge of fire is impressed by your attempt to lead your friend down the right path. It seems someone misunderstood my true intentions. Dokya remembers something Yu Jong-hyuk had said when his regression count had reached double digits. Someone once asked him what happens to the world after his regression. He replied that he didn't know, but he simply chooses the world where the most people can be saved. There was no mention in the novel about the worlds Yu Jong-hyuk had abandoned. What happens to a world where the regressor dies? Does everything restart with him, or does it continue to exist as a parallel universe? Dokya would prefer the former, but in case it's the latter, he's here to prevent Yu Jong-hyuk from regressing after death. Jil-young wonders why the posters are torn. Dokya pretends not to know and suggests heading upstairs. Ji-hai and Hee-won hit it off while talking about swords. They both find the sensation of cutting things exhilarating. Hee-won takes a look at Ji-hai Lee's sword. Ji-hai says it was a gift from her master, then asks about Hee-won's. Dokya suddenly feels a bit left out. He interrupts, asking why Ji-hai Lee doesn't talk to him the way she talks to Hee-won. Jil-young senses something. He stops Dokya from moving forward. Someone else is here. Dokya thinks it might be Yu Jong-hyuk. They hear people talking about the posters. Most of them are torn. These people know why they're like this and what they're for, thanks to the prophets. They hadn't seen these men in Chungmuro. They must have entered through the ground floor. While there was poison gas, every station has a different scenario duration. Theirs must have ended before Dokya's group. And as for the poison gas, the meat from the underground monsters would have taken care of that. Dokya never read about the prophets in the novel at this point. Yu Jong-hyuk and Dokya should be the only ones who know about the hidden dungeon. Those guys talked about going inside. They disappeared in front of a poster. There are torn ones and ones that are still intact. Damn it, Yu Jong-hyuk. Of all the posters you could have left behind, they're going in too. Do you guys like movies? You might start hating them after this. A projection beam has hit you. The screening for your floor will now begin. They have been transported into a jungle. Ji-hai Lee is shocked by this. She wonders where they are now. Dokya says they're inside a movie. This world was created by the theater master, who is on the 8th floor of the dungeon. The main attractions of the cinema dungeon are the stages hidden inside the posters. Yu Jong-hyuk likely planned to clear every stage and keep the rewards for himself. Jil-young wonders what movie this is supposed to be. He wanders away from the group because something caught his attention. Jil-young rushes toward it. It's a Titanoptera, an insect from the Triassic period. An aura surrounds them both, and they seem to be getting along. Jil-young reminds Dokya of a certain entomologist known for his book on insects. They could get through this without much trouble. Yu Jong-hyuk must have skipped this stage because of its theme, since most rewards correlate with the movie's theme. Dokya doubts Jong-hyuk knows that this stage actually gives a very important reward. Jil-young gets scared and warns Dokya. The ground begins to shake. It's the guys who entered earlier. Do you want to know what movie this is? It's a grade 7 beast. The harder a hidden dungeon is, the better the rewards. A grade 7 land dragon species, a Tyrannosaurus rex. It has noticed your presence. Both kids are surprised that Dokya is taking a defensive stance against it. He says they have to face it if they want to open the exit. That building over there is the research lab. They shouldn't forget they're in a movie. They're going to give it an amazing ending. The T-Rex has used the skill Carnivore's Fear. Jihye and Hwon move into position, while Gilyoung stays behind Dokja. Gilyoung has activated the Dinosaur Encyclopedia skill. T-Rexes are more agile than they look, but they have narrow vision and are vulnerable to side attacks. Gilyoung read that in an encyclopedia when he was even younger than he is now. There's no time to give them instructions. Fortunately, both of them know what they're doing, and Dokja is the best person to act as a tank right now. The T-Rex has targeted him. Dokja thinks the two of them should be able to kill it while he distracts it. To his surprise, Gilyoung offers to distract it instead. He's sure he can do it. Dokja is worried. Gilyoung is supposed to he stayed behind it. It's no surprise, because Yoo Jung-hyuk wanted him on his team. It's the perfect chance for Ji-Hai Lee and Hwon. The special property Unbroken Faith has been activated. The ether attribute is changed to fire. The T-Rex has noticed that he's climbing up its back. It smells like meat. They all think, you're the first to successfully hunt a grade 7 ground dragon species. You've received 1,000 coins for your achievement. One of the people they buried earlier is still alive. Dokja tries to help, offering him some water. His wound is too deep, and he won't survive. Dokja takes the chance to ask about the prophets. The man refers to them as the guardians of the rebellion and dies after that. A revelation. It's fascinating and ridiculous at the same time. The only person with such an ability in TWSA is Anna Croft, who has the ability to see the future. So it can only be one thing. It's obvious, seeing how they sent someone else instead of coming themselves. There must be others like Dokja out there. Dokja has found what he wanted. There are 20 items in total: stamina, mana, agility, and strength amplification potions. The dinosaur meat is delicious, so much so that Hwon is about to cry. She's amazed to see how everything in the movie is recreated like this. Ji-Hai Lee has spotted him with those potions. She was clever and told Hwon about these items so she would share them with her too. She pretends to be fragile to get the strength potions, even though that's her main attribute. Hwon thinks Dokja should distribute them, but he doesn't want to give any to Ji-Hai Lee since she's with Yoo Jung-hyuk. A few constellations who like to monopolize are unhappy with this. The constellation Demon-like Judge of Fire expects you to be fair. Dokja suggests playing rock, paper, scissors. The winner gets 1 potion per round. One person could end up keeping them all, which is fine with Dokja. He'll go first against Ji-Hai Lee, who claims to be good at this. Personal skill, Omniscient Reader Level 1, has been activated. The character Ji-Hai Lee is about to play scissors. Hwon asks if it's okay to end the movie like this. She's never heard of one where they kill a T-Rex. Dokja replies that it's a fun ending and it's fine, since it's an action, adventure, and fantasy genre. The Cinema Master is happy with the movie's ending. You can move on to the next floor. The key to clearing this dungeon isn't recreating the actual movie endings, but producing an ending that pleases the Cinema Master, who loves action. You can't take the monsters you find in a cinema dungeon level with you. All you can take with you are items, like the stat amplification potions. And this one he got as a reward for defeating the Rex, Enraged Rex DNA potion. It increases all stats by 10 for 30 minutes. It can only be used in the cinema dungeon. It can only be used here, but you can't beat the final floor without it, especially if Yoo Jung-hyuk is in the situation Dokja suspects. You have reached the first credit ending. Cast Dokja Kim, In-ho Jung, Ji-Hai Lee, Gilyoung Lee. You've received 500 coins for your performance. After completing the movie, Dokja and the others return. Yoo Jung-hyuk must have already completed several floors, so it shouldn't take them long to clear the rest. It seems they can only enter movies whose posters haven't been torn yet. They have to hurry, as they don't know how many movies are left. The cinema dungeon is located outside Exit 1 of Chungmuro Station. It has 9 floors in total, including the basement. Fortunately, the basement is fine, but all the posters on the second and third floors have already been torn. For Dokja, it's surprising that Jung-hyuk finished Origin and Final Destination on his own. After reaching the 4th floor, they are now inside their second movie. Lee Ji-Hai gets seasick. How did the maritime war god end up choosing her? This is a movie where the ship sinks. They wonder if they're the ones who have to sink it. Jiwon seems to be the female lead. Then Dokja would be the male lead, Lee Ji-Hai assumes while throwing up. A man is heard shouting the name Dawson. In reality, Lee Jil-young is the male lead. Now all the characters are gathered. They wonder what to do with him. He's the movie's villain, so they tied him up. Jil-young chooses to finish him off, since the theater master likes action. Hwon feels the same, but even so, he looks like a real person. Jil-young, keeping a cool head, says it's either him or them. This man is just a character, and a villain at that. Even if he were real, what other choice would they have? The theater master is pleased with your ending. The door to the next floor has opened at the stern. There's no time to lose. Their master's life is in danger. You have reached the second credit ending. It was quick and easy. Everyone receives 500 coins. A character, or a real person. Dokja reflects deeply. 5th floor. You have entered the 5th floor, the reward room. They assume there are no movies here. They are limited to 2 rewards per person. These are props and costumes used by actors in various movies, but they're no longer just props. They might not be as good as a Constellations artifact, but they are well-made grade A replicas. This reward was the reason Doksha decided to come to the cinema dungeon. Hee-won is amazed to see a sword, a replica of Mikazuki Muneshika, one of the 5 legendary swords of the Muromachi period. It's known as the most beautiful of the 5. It's sharp and light. Jung Hee-won feels grateful to you. It's a shame they can only take 2 items. Doksha asks Hee-won to pick an item for Sangha, while he picks one for Hyunsung, the Shield of Hercules, a grade A replica of the shield used by the demigod Hercules. Lee Ji-hai can be heard complaining. It's Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, a replica. It has the power of thunder, but it can only be wielded by those who are chosen. It's reserved for special people. Lee Ji-hai considers herself special. Lee Gil-young puts on a cap he found and tries to lift the hammer, asking if it's okay if he keeps it. Ji-hai thinks it's fine. She's the only one who didn't get anything. Anyway, they ask Dokja what he'll take from here. It's a bit heavy, but it should be better than nothing. They gain 10% additional damage reduction and improved enemy detection with the reinforced armor suit replica. Let's see what our regressor is up to. Unfortunately, there was no sign of Jung Hyuk on the 6th floor. Lee Ji-hai was curious if that character was the culprit. Dokja doesn't tell her, as it would be a spoiler for someone who hasn't seen the movie. The Constellation's secretive plotter expresses his dislike for spoilers. They were lucky to clear the last remaining movie on the 6th floor. It was a suspense film with an unexpected twist, so they were rewarded with a unique prize. You obtained the skill book, Keen Observation. It's not a combat skill, but it will be useful. It allows the user to see a character's stats. It could be useful against characters like Sangha or Jil-young, who have impenetrable profiles. They have reached the 7th floor. All the posters here have been torn as well. This can only mean that Jung-hyuk is in the boss room. Dokja hopes not to find any more intact posters. The screening will begin on your floor. There was one poster left, this smell of salt. It's the sea again. People are on alert and in a hurry. You can hear the order to pull back the ship. As a Korean, it's impossible not to know this movie. Jung-hyuk left them one of the hardest films to clear. Ji-won looks ahead and asks how they're supposed to beat something like that. They must stay calm. They might be outnumbered, but it's based on a historical battle. They could. They are supposed to have 12 more ships. He rushes toward a soldier and asks where General Yi Sun-shin is, but the soldier doesn't know what he's talking about. Could it be that the theater master changed the plot? They're supposed to win the Battle of Myeongyang with General Yi Sun-shin here. Ji-won and Jil-young look at Dokja, terrified. Then, Dokja shouts Lee Ji-hai's name. Your attribute's effect is enhancing your memories of the book you've read, because the Admiral Yi Sun-shin constellation sponsored her. They asked her about the seasickness, and she said she was a descendant of an admiral. He assumes that might be why around episode 40 of Ways of Survival, when the relationship between Admiral Yi Sun-shin and Ji-hai was revealed, the few remaining readers were shocked that a national hero chose his incarnation based on their connection. Lee Ji-hai is already hiding, terrified by the situation. The Maritime War god feels sorry for Lee Ji-hai. She's panicking. I won't do it, I never could. She screams. The god of naval war looks at Ji-hai with regret. She wasn't talking to Dokja just now, but to her constellation. The god of naval war encourages Ji-hai. Ji-hai Lee says the 3 of them can handle it. She can't take it anymore. Dokja knows she's not like this because she's seasick. This was her best friend's favorite movie who is now dead. He doesn't just know that. Dokja knows practically everything about her. He also knows the real reason she was chosen by Admiral Yi Sun-sin, even though she hates the sea and doesn't care about the common good. In reality, Ji-hai Lee is a descendant of Admiral Lee's comrade, Eoki-gi Lee. Alongside Yi Sun-sin, he led the Joseon army to victory at the battles of Dang Hangpo and Hansando. He was one of the few men who defended the great admiral when he was accused of treason, but he didn't leave behind enough stories to become a major constellation. It was an honorable gesture for Admiral Yi Sun-sin to choose his comrade's descendant as his incarnation. He surely couldn't bear to see his old friend's descendant become a demon after killing her friends. A reward scenario has begun. The god of naval war has asked for your help. Motivate the incarnation Ji-hai Lee and lead the Battle of Myeongyang to victory. Time limit, 2 hours reward. One of the great admiral's stigmas, you will be able to use it without a contract. They're going to board. They have to stop them. There's no time to explain. Dokja asks her if she's going to give up now, after having killed her friends just to survive. Whether she lives or dies, she won't be forgiven. But if she stands up right now, she still has a chance to save at least a few lives. She doesn't react. She hates herself. She feels she doesn't deserve to be alive. That's right, you don't. And neither do I, for taking advantage of you. I'm no different from Ji-hai Lee, who survived at the cost of her friends' lives. I use my knowledge of these characters to my advantage, just to stay alive. The right to live isn't something you're born with. You have to earn it while you're alive. It doesn't matter if it's to atone for your past or just to maintain a despicable life. What matters is that you survive, or is it that you actually want to die here? You now have an excellent understanding of Ji-hai Lee. Level 2 of Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint has been activated. Ji-hai Lee's thoughts can be heard. The god of naval war reacts to the show of will from Ji-hai. She doesn't want to die. Constellations do whatever they want. They don't always help their incarnations when asked, and many don't even blink when their incarnations die. But there's no constellation that would miss the chance to help their incarnation when their own story is involved. Ji-hai Lee has acquired a new stigma. Ji-hai's stigma, Ghost Fleet Level 1, has been activated. He ended up helping Yoo Jung-hyuk in the end, though he got something in return. The soldiers approach to attack her, but suddenly the ship begins to shake with force. I still have 12 ships to fight with. I would die happy where I stand if I could have my revenge. Military commander, fire. The girl who doesn't cry took leadership of the battlefield. The Ghost Fleet, the powerful Stigma. What would Jihe, the naval commander, do there? It didn't take more than an hour, until the last enemy ship sank. The cinema master is happy with the new ending. You have reached the 4th credit ending. Everyone has received 500 coins. Hee-won reaches out her hand. She did well, she feels dizzy again. That Stigma is too powerful. She's too good to leave with Yu Jong-yuk. The reward scenario has been cleared. Dokya remembers he'll receive one of the God of Naval War's stigmas. You have received the God of Naval War's stigma as a reward. You have received Song of the Sword. Jihe Lee isn't supposed to get this stigma until much later in the story. It will likely be much more useful to me than the Ghost Fleet. That was it. Maybe I'll have a better chance on the 8th floor thanks to this. The God of Naval Warfare expresses his gratitude. It was a good ending, I suppose. Dokya tells Jihe Lee to rest for a bit while they go rescue Jung-yuk. She must do as he says. There's no time to celebrate just because she got a stigma. The cinema master isn't someone you can face while protecting someone vulnerable. After everything he's done to save her and get a new stigma, it wouldn't make sense for this world to end with Jung-yuk's regression. Dokya used the potions and coins he saved to increase his stats. He just hopes Jung-yuk is okay. You have entered the 8th floor, the Sky Garden. He's standing there, motionless. Hee-won recognizes him from where they are. Dokya said he was in danger, but he seems fine. He's annoyed. He walks over to him and gives him a friendly greeting. That was satisfying. Dokya would love to hit him more, considering the trouble he went through thinking he was in danger. Something isn't right. Hee-won assumes he's upset about being hit so suddenly. Could it be that? Jung-yuk died in the cinema dungeon in his 8th regression. It wasn't because he was weak, he was just unlucky. This must be the final boss of the cinema dungeon. Simulacrum, the cinema master, has revealed himself. It's already happened. He's too late. The cinema dungeon boss is the polar opposite of Jung-yuk. Right now, he's an empty shell, a puppet of the cinema master. Simulacrum has control over Jung-yuk. Damn it. This is the worst-case scenario. Right now, there's no character who can stop him. What? Jung-yuk has activated the level 4 Force Palm skill. The reinforced armor suit has been damaged. Your defense stat has partially decreased. Hee-won rushes to help Dokya. Hee-won has activated the Demon Hunter skill, level 2. And well, he's strong enough to face him, but it's not going to be easy. I've activated the level 200 Step Fist skill. Jihe, having rested, heads upstairs and hears someone fighting. And Jihe finds Hee-won badly hurt. Dokya warns her that her master is attacking. He could dodge without much trouble. He's being controlled, Dokya warns. They must go after the cinema master. Now that she knows the target, Jihe charges furiously. Apparently, he knocks her unconscious. Hee-won regains consciousness and tries again. They also thought they had him cornered. Hee-won activated Judgment Time, and Jung-yuk activated the Throne of the Mystical Realm. I used the attack, but the constellations of absolute good remain silent at Hee-won's request. The skill has been cancelled. It was expected. He may be ruthless, but Jung-yuk has always acted for the greater good. I knew he was strong, but not this strong. Personal skill, character profile, activated. There's too much information on this character, so character profile is being converted to character summary. The character is currently unconscious. That bastard, his transmission stigma has already been activated. It's a stigma that reactivates the skills Jung-yuk learned in his past regressions. Dokya is counting on Jilyong to take care of something. You have consumed an enraged Earth DNA potion. Your stats have increased for 30 minutes. Activating personal skill, level 1 White Star Weapon Enhancement. Stats will compensate for what the skills lack. It should work, since the skill levels aren't that high yet. Or at least that's what Dokya hopes, barely. I can face him with stat enhancement if I don't find a way soon. Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint level 2 activated. It hurts. How many more times? I have to repeat this. Has he already? Snap out of it, you idiot. I managed to hit him, or rather I grazed him. Everything will go back to how it was if I regress again. My companions will lose their memories, and the stories I existed in will be erased. And once again, everything will repeat. The reason the cinema master can control Junhao Yoju is because of his unstable mental state. His stats might be weak, but the cinema master is equipped with advanced mental attack skills. None of this would have happened if Junhao Yoju's mental barrier was at least level 8. Why am I fighting, and you call yourself the main character? This is only your 3rd regression. Is this what you really think? What about the resolution you made after your 1st regression? I'm the only living thing left in this world. I have every right to be angry right now. As a reader of all 3,149 episodes of TOBUSA, you promised yourself you wouldn't think that. You swore to live for the greater good if you ever lost the will to continue. Who am I talking to right now? Why is my skin burning? And my eyes are tearing up. Personal skill, 4th wall is resonating. I'm all alone. What? What do you mean you're alone? When you died in the cinema dungeon like an idiot? When you were crying over your dead sister? When you died after the prophet's betrayal? When you had a child with your first love? When you went mad over your son's death? When you fought the Demon King and faced the returnees? When you helped the outer gods and fought the reincarnated? And when you finally stood before the constellations? I watched you struggle to survive. I did too. I did too. I kept reading just to survive. Damn, I went a bit too far. I was only supposed to buy some time. He's back. Who the hell are you? The fourth wall is shaking due to excessive immersion. Could it be that he snapped out of it because of what I said? Was it that easy? Simulation? The cinema master is nervous. Simulation has strengthened its control over Jun Hyo-ju. I knew it. There's no way it would be that easy. It's so unfair fighting the protagonist. I can't believe he's gotten this strong in such a short time. Hey, Jun Hyo-ju,